Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 4 of the All-Time Tag League. As we are two sets of show tapings. I'm just gonna call them tapings. I think that's a lot easier to explain than just saying, we're every 4 weeks type of deal. As before we obviously run our next set of shows, we are going to show the standings as always. A bit of a tradition now for these episodes, as we'll start 64 to 60 here as our first 5 teams are going to showcase the American Wolves, 0-8, the only winless team so far. Will they ever get a win? That's a hell of a question. They may never get a win. The way they are just performing, the way things are going, maybe they might catch a win or two. But so far, it is not looking good for the American Wolves. Definitely are not going to be at the end of this. They're not making the playoffs or anything like that. I'm just going to go ahead and write them off right now. It's safe to say. As the Rock and Roll Express are the 63rd team. They have their 2 points, 1 and 7. They have, of course, a part of the National League. As I gotta bring my notes back up. There we go. I always say, when you start OBS, your little notepad goes away. As they beat, I believe they had beaten the Nightmare Family. They did, and they beat the Nightmare Family, so that's where their one win came from. It sucks because obviously the Rock and Roll Express, as far as like all-time tag teams goes, they're definitely in there just for their innovation and being really, with them and the Midnight Express and the Rockers. Like those 3 teams really laid the foundation of what tag team's all about, especially in the 80s. They were just fantastic, and it just sucks that here in this mod, I would say like any mod I've done, they haven't, or at least I booked them in the All Japan series, but that's also, they were in Japan, and it's different time. Plus, they were kind of not in their peak yet. They were just out of their peak, I would say, when we started booking them for All Japan. But still, it would have been nice to at least have a Prime Rock and Roll Express to book, because I think they're phenomenal as far as during the time. They're a phenomenal team. So the Demolition, our next set of team here is 62. Demolition, of course, that we're having now with they have to have Crush now, thanks to an injury. I think he's I think we'll be able to bring it up. We'll bring it up after we talk about Demolition later on. But Demolition, so far they've had an injury. Their only win came against the Rock and Roll Express, and that's why they're placed 1 spot above them. It's been a tough road for them as well. I think, I as a kid, as a fan, I looked at Demolition as kind of the somewhat knockoff version of the Road Warriors, which I think was presented to a lot of people, a lot of teams. I want to respect what they, especially like singles wise. I think the Mass Superstar Axe, as Demolition Axe, one of an all timer as far as his career during his heyday. I think a lot of it sucks that they're not in the Hall of Fame or anything like that, the WWE Hall of Fame at least. But just because they're, as far as what their run was, their initial like tag team title run is fantastic and really iconic, but I think maybe overshadowed by a lot of teams, especially in that era too, like the Hart Foundation, and just in the Bulldogs too. Like I always felt like those 2 teams were better than Demolition. That was just me though. Maybe we've got some Demolition stands out there, but they were a fun team. I don't think they deserve to be 62, but that's just where they're at, just as far as the mod goes. Has not gone their way. As the Violence Giants are 60, or as oh my god, as I about said, Violence Giants as the World Class Tag Team rather is 61st World Class Tag Team. Their 1 win came over the Malenko and Benoit team, which that's pretty impressive as far as teams go. The 1 and 7 teams, I think they had to beat the team with the best record. They're just at this spot because so many other teams had wins over them, so that's just kind of where they're at. Their only 1 win was against the World Class Tag Team, so we had to put them above them. So it's just kind of that's the way she goes for the World Class Tag Team. Jado and Ghetto, it's probably gonna stay down here at the bottom of the table. Maybe they'll have a late run. I highly, highly, highly doubt it. They might get maybe 2 or 3 more wins, if that. As for the Eliminators, here at 60, that's kind of wild as far as their run at 1 and 7. Being in the Premier League, I think they could get a couple of more wins. They've beaten DIY. It's the only win they've had. They haven't taken on the American Wolves, so that could be another win. I don't think they've taken on Hayabusa and Jinsei Shinzaki. It could be another win, especially with right now with the injury that Hayabusa's dealing with. It's we're just kind of seeing if the Eliminators can get back up into the maybe middle of the table or especially not here at the bottom. I don't think they'll stay here at the bottom of the table as for now. I don't think. Maybe things will change. Maybe this is the episode where they turn the tide and they can get back in the middle of the table. We shall see. And now we'll go on to the next set of the next table of 59 to 40. We're still at the bottom of the table, but they're at 40. Starts to get into the middle part of the table. As for the Violence Chantry, they had their one win against the World Class Tag Team. Same thing with Beer Money Inc. Two teams. I think Beer Money Inc. are in a lot better position than the Violence Chants are. At least there with Bobby Roode's doing pretty well for himself. Suwama and Shuji Shukawa are just kind of stuck where they're at. Sayabusa and Jinsei Shinzaki at 57th, as they are 1-7, of course. They're their final 1-7 team here in the standings. Hayabusa and Jinsei Shinzaki, they're probably going to be a lot better off once the injury gets healed up and once they're back to kind of full capacity. Though it could be still just the middle of the pack team, I'm assuming. I don't think they're going to take a late lead or anything like that. It's kind of at this point, even though it's still early on, there's still a lot of matches to be played. Still, when you're at the bottom of this table, the more and more often times you're just probably going to stay there. It's going to be hard to turn around, but we'll see what they can do. As far as their one win, I believe it was against, it was against the Filthy Animals. So, at least they haven't taken on the American Wolves yet. They haven't taken on the Eliminators, I don't think. So, you have those two teams that they could definitely beat. So, they could end up having 3 or 4 wins as well. Still very early on. And now we're going to the 2-6 teams. As for we're kicking off the 2-6 teams with the Midnight Express of 56. The Midnight Express, they had you had the injury with Stan Lane, and it turned out that actually the Dennis Condrey Bobby Eaton team was a lot better, which makes sense. It's for the I went with the Stan Lane and Bobby Eaton team just because they had actually had tag chemistry in this mod, whereas Dennis Condrey and Bobby Eaton for some reason did not have it. So you just kind of hurry up and try to fix that with just a nice little change with Stan Lane. But, went with Dennis Condrey now. With the injury, I think that's going to be the team moving forward. Having Dennis and Stan. I think that just makes sense for everything involved. It's Bob and Inoki are the next team. John Bob and Antonio Inoki at 55. It's kind of wild. I think a lot of people, when they saw that team, they've expected a lot more. Being in the National League, it's tough, though. It's a tough draw. Their wins have been against Demolition and RVD and Sabu, and the Midnight Express wins are against Demolition and Bad Intention. So you're going to see a lot of Demolition, and you're going to see a lot of American Wolves and whatnot being talked about in these a lot of these 2-6 teams, and probably even 3-5 teams. They're just getting the easy wins, one might say. For Bob and Inoki, at least they had a nice win against RVD and Sabu. We'll see how that goes for this episode. If they're going to gain any momentum and rise up on the in the standings in the table, highly doubt it. I feel like if there's at least some shows in Japan, maybe we'll get some more wins. But if it's kind of stuck here in America, they're probably going to stay around the same path. As for the next team, it is the Usos. Usos there at the bottom bit of the table there at 54. As far as their wins begin against the Revival American Wolves, so there's a American Wolves win. Bit of an easy one if you look at the table. Then the Revival win is somewhat impressive, but for them, they're going to have to do a lot more as far as if they're going to try to gain any momentum in this table. They're in the Premier League, which you have teams that are maybe an injury can happen. Right now, the Bulldogs are down to just Dynamite Kid for at least I want to say the next 2 or 3 shows. So maybe something like that where they can get some wins and start gaining momentum. But it's still not over, though. It's still not over the Usos. The Briscoes, another 2-6 team. They have beaten the Eliminators and Los Gringos Locos. As for them, at 2-6, again, the Premier League, the way this table is and the way just that league is over there, for those 32 teams, there's a lot of teams that are kind of have the same type of, I wouldn't say stance, just you see a lot of P there as far as from 49 to 54, nothing but Premier League teams, so they're all just kind of in the same boat. one of these teams, there's going to be a lot of teams that drop down, and there's going to be a lot of teams that stay right there in this pack. There's going to be maybe a team or two that can rise above that and get out of this 2-6 kind of funk and get some wins under the belt. For Harlem Heat, Harlem Heat, Jesus, Harlem Heat dropped from 29 the first time we saw the table to now 52. Terrible, terrible week they had. And hopefully they can get some wins. Obviously, Booker T's doing everything he can. He's just dealing with Stevie Ray. Stevie Ray's not really pulling his weight. Maybe they could get some more wins with Booker kind of taking control and getting some wins for him. So LAX at 51, they've beaten Red Dragon and Jinsei Shinzaki and Hayabusa. As for them, it's kind of where they're kind of mid and low 50s. They're slowly, I think, getting worse somehow. Maybe they'll turn the corner and get better, but I just feel like their stock is going down and down and down. As for the next team, DIY, they are 2-6. They've also beaten Red Dragon. They've beaten the Briscoe brothers, so hence why they're above the Briscoes, which they're a couple of spots above them. As for DIY, it's kind of disappointing how they've done. Tommaso Ciampa and Gargano haven't really been pulling the ratings I expected them to, so we're just kind of seeing what they can do going forward. They're probably going to stay right here in this pack. As for Access, here at 49, they have 2-6 team of Access, as they have beaten Hart Foundation in LAX. As Access beating Hart Foundation, that's a big time win, and they've beaten LAX, which is why they're placed above them. One of the last 2-6 teams, where as far as the Premier League, there's only one more with Generation Next. It's they're actually doing a lot better than I assumed they would. At first, when I kind of saw how all the Japanese teams were doing in America, I was just kind of like, "Oh, they're probably going to go down by the wayside." But actually, I think they're in a lot better position than a lot of these other teams here that are 2-6. I feel like Oshizaki's doing a great job. Katsuhiko Nakajima is slowly getting better. I think if we're at the point where we're at, week 14, week 16, halfway point of this tournament, I think they're going to be a team to really watch out for as far as rising up in the table, because I think they can be a team that if everything's going well and they're starting getting in their 60s and 70s and even 80s maybe, in the possibility of just really coming together and being a great team. We shall see. As the 48th team is the Nightmare Family. The Nightmare Family having beaten the Midnight Express in Giant Bomb and Antonio Inoki, but they did lose to the Rock and Roll Express, rather. They did lose to the Rock and Roll Express, which kind of breaks down really as far as should they have been really low on the card? Probably so, but the problem is the Nightmare Family, they had beaten Baba Inoki, so we had to put them above Baba Inoki. Really, they should have been maybe 54th. Maybe they shouldn't have been so high at 48 with their loss to the Rock and Roll Express. But I just felt like maybe, with that, they can turn the corner and maybe get some wins. Because I just feel like they're, as far as comparing to what Axis and DIY do, and even Harlem Heat, they're all three of those teams are definitely better than the Nightmare Family. So them being at 48 might be a little too high now I'm looking at this table. But, they did get the win over Baba Inoki, so that's huge for them as far as where they're at on the table. It's Generation X, the one of the final they are the final Premier League team of 2-6 here. With their 4 wins, Generation Next beating Axis and London Kendrick, so that's why they're ahead of Axis, and London and Kendrick, a great team in their own right. Generation Next, they're slowly coming together. They're another team that's kind of slowly coming together. There for a hot minute, I think they lost to a lot of teams they probably shouldn't have lost. But right now, for Generation X, it's all about rising that table and getting some more wins under their belt. As for our final 2-6 team, it's the APA. The APA, they've lost 4 straight. So after beating the 2-man power trip to kind of end off the first set of tapings, they lost 4 straight. They've had just a real rough go of it. As far as, going from 2-2, looking like they're on the up and looking to rise up in the table, they end up losing 4 straight. You're now at the point where at least you're the best team out of the 2-6 teams, just from who you've beaten. They've beaten the 2-man power trip, and they've beaten Muto and Chono, who are 2 teams that are higher on the table than anybody that any of these teams that they have had wins over. So you have 2 big-time wins. They could definitely change it and change the course for them and turn it around and get back. Maybe they'll get back to an above 500 mark. It's going to be a tough challenge for them, but I think they can do it. So now for the 3 and 5 teams. Starting off with the Strong Big Japan team at 45. Strong Big Japan, another team that's kind of shockingly they've done so well. Obviously, booking some shows in Japan has helped a lot of the National League teams that are, that are Japan-based, getting some wins underneath their belts. But Daisuke Sakamoto's doing a great job. Yuji Okabayashi's not at that same level as Daisuke is, but he's still hell of a talent. As for Bad Intentions at 44, they are 3 and 5. They have a tiebreaker win over. I believe they have a tiebreaker win. Yes, they do, over Strong Big Japan. So that is why they are one spot ahead of Strong Big Japan. They've beaten Beer Money and World Class Tag Team though. So if it wasn't for that tiebreaker win, they would have been switched out for Strong Big Japan, rather, not Tengoji, as yeah, that's probably going to be something to look out for Bad Intentions. See if they can get some more wins in their belt. That's not the World Class Tag Team and Beer and Money Inc. As the Revival, they're at 44. The Revival, the first 3 and 5 team we see from the Premier League, as they have beaten Hayabusa and Jinsei Shinzaki, the Wolves, and Ring Comp. So at least you have the Ring Comp win, which is a big win, but not huge compared to a lot of the other teams that are sitting here at 3 and 5. We'll see how they do as far as, you've beaten basically the two of the three bottom 3 teams in the Premier League. They just haven't beaten the Eliminators yet. If they do beat the Eliminators, that's not a guarantee for them. But for the Revival at 3 and 5, they can definitely finish this at 500 or even above 500. But I don't think they're going to be a bottom tier team, anything like that. I think their stats are going really well. We'll see if they can keep this momentum going. For the Rockers at 42, as I need a drink of water. I need a swig for the working man already. So, alright, the Rockers, 42. You have a team where they have beaten the Funks. That's that's one of the biggest wins you can have. They've beaten the World Class Tag Team, and they've beaten Tengoji. As far as this is really the point, compared to 43 to 42, that is a steep difference between the two teams with the Revival and the Rockers. Just, talking about the Revival and their wins compared to the Rockers, where they've beaten every team that's above them so far in the table. So that's a good sign. That's a good sign to see for teams. If you've beaten a lot of teams that are below you and that's your only wins, it kind of shows you that you're probably going to stay there. But if you're beating a lot of teams that are above you in the ranking, it kind of shows you that you're probably going to be rising up in the table. So that's going to be something for the Rockers. Even though Shawn Michaels is doing his part, Marty Jannetty's not helping them at all. Very much in the same boat as Harlem Heat is, where you just kind of have one great guy trying to carry another guy. And Los Gringos Locos, we'll talk about them when we get there, though. As Muto and Jonah at 41, another 3 and 5 team, obviously, as they beat the Miracle Violence Connection, the Rockers, so they have a tiebreaker win over them, and Violence Giants. Really, the win over Miracle Violence Connection really separates their standpoint, as we get a phone call from somebody else. How fun we had to just close that out. As Muto and Chona at 41, they are going to be a team that I think is going to rise. I think they're going to be a team that might finish just below 500, but maybe like a 1 loss below 500 type of thing. As Mega Powers, they're at 40. A team I thought for fucking sure when I was setting up this all-time tag, I was like, alright, Mega Powers are going to be top 20, top 25 team. Here at 40, their rankings, I feel like their just matches have not come together as well. They've got a big win with the Brothers of Destruction. They've got a tiebreaker win over Muto and Chono. They're beating Demolition, which obviously not saying much. That's kind of their one kind of same thing with like Muto and Chono, where they've beaten the Miracle Violence Connection and the Rockers, but they've beaten Violence Giants. So they kind of have the same type of schedule. As now there's the now we're going into the top 39 teams. Starting off with 39 to 20, obviously, with this table, as we have Kenta Fuji at 39, 3 and 5 team. Same thing with Los Gringos Locos at 38, 3 and 5 team. The final 3 and 5 teams at 39 and 38. For Kenta Fuji is 3 and 5. They're beating the British Bulldogs, which is a big win, but that was also 1-on-2 British Bulldogs, so that's kind of like a little tainted of a win, but still a win nonetheless. They've beaten the Revival, which is why they're ahead of the Revival, and they've beaten the Filthy Animals, which the Filthy Animals are 4 and 4 teams, so they've beaten basically 2 teams above the 3 and 5 mark plus a 3 and 5 team. So it gives them a nice strength of schedule for them. for the for the Los Gringos Locos team, as they've beaten the Phenomenal Angels. I was reading the Phenomenal Angels, and just kind of seeing who they've beaten. They've beaten the Phenomenal Angels, the Eliminators, and Doyoshi. Doyoshi and Phenomenal Angels, some two big wins for them. I mean, the Phenomenal Angels are 6-2, you know, and Doyoshi are 5-3, so two big teams to beat. And the Eliminators win. They'll take it, obviously. They need more wins than anything. It's just the Phenomenal Angels win. That week one show is so important, just because we had no idea where everybody was going to kind of land, just really assuming as one team better than the other team, and that was kind of the fun of booking that first show, because you really had no idea, the mystery of it all, of just figuring out where the teams stand just from that show, and having that one win over the Phenomenal Angels, where maybe they didn't really deserve that win, is really going to help them out as far as this season goes. Now we're going at the 500 teams are 9 4-4 teams. Plus you have obviously the draw with Miracle Vine's Connection as the 9-point team there at 28. As Tenkochi at 4-4. Kind of wild the Tenkochi's at this spot again. National League team that's helped and benefited from being having shows ran in Japan. That really helped their strengths. As they have now that we're at 4-4. We're kind of showing, once we get to the 5-3 section, actually the 4-3-1 section, once we get to the part where they're above 500, we're going to start showing teams who they've lost to. So this is going to be the last of showcasing teams. I've just been like, this is who they've beat. So Tenkoji, they've beaten World Class Tag Team, Violence Giants, APA, and Beer Money Inc. So definitely as far as the 4-4 teams, the worst strength and schedule. This is as far as beating teams that are all of them are way below them. Rob Van Dam and Sabu at 4-4. They're 36th. As they beat the Rock and Roll and Midnight Express, Bad Ninjas, Nightmare Family again. All four teams that are below them. As the Filthy Animals at 35. The Filthy Animals are they have beaten Axis, American Wolves, Usos, and Revival. So again, all four teams that are below them. And Ringkampf at 34. Ringkampf has beaten Los Gringos Locals, Usos, Briscoe Brothers, Eliminators. They fell from 11, the first time we saw the table, to 34 here in the second time showing the table. Tough loss for them. They have lost a couple of matches and maybe they should have won, but 11 to 34 position drop is tough to say the least. As the next team, 33, is the world's greatest tag team. As the world's greatest tag team, they've beaten LAX, they've beaten Generation Next, Harlem Heat, and DIY again. All four teams below them. As now the Shield at 32. Top 32 teams, the Shield, with that upset win over the Road Warriors is really, really going to help them. Obviously, that was not intention. Yeah, that was an unintentional win. Sometimes you just got to roll with that and just kind of hope for the best for them. As far as they've beaten the Road Warriors, Bob and Inoki, the Rock and Roll and Midnight Express, rather, about to say Rockers as the Rock and Roll Express and the Midnight Express. Those four wins. Obviously, now you have one team that's above them, so that's why they are at 32. As the Motor City Machine Guns at 31, as they have beaten Harlem Heat, LAX, Generation Next, and the Hart Foundation. They've also won 3 straight, so they have a wave of momentum going into this next set of tapings. I think they're going to do very well for themselves. At first, I was kind of nervous just because they were. Want to say the first set of table. I think they were a 1-3 team. I think they might have been 2-2. Yeah, they were a 1-3 team. So they went from 1-3 to now 4-4 to break the deficits. They hit 500. Now this is really going to be a make or break week for them. Can they keep the wins coming, or are they going to drop below 500 again and have to make that same climb they just did this last week? It's going to be tough to see what they do as far as going forward with them. I think they have the talent for sure. Alex Shelley and Saban, really, they're doing a great job. It's Red Dragon at 30, Undisputed Era. Red Dragon, obviously Cal O'Reilly, Bobby Fish, and of course, if there's injury, Adam Cole's going to step in. As for Red Dragon here at 30, they have been a team that has, again, they have one team that they've beaten that's above them, as they've beaten Generation Next, Harlem Heat, New Day, Los Gringos Locals. We'll see how they do more moving forward. Another team that I think kind of surprised me at how low they were the first time, and now here they're at 30. This is a really good spot for them. As London and Kendrick at 29, They're another 4-4 team. They've beaten Generation Next, Harlem Heat. Or no, they have beaten Young Bucks, rather. Or Young Bucks, Harlem Heat, DIY, and LAX. Obviously, the Young Bucks win helps them out a lot. This Young Bucks 6-2. Great win for them. They're really, really a good team. They might be a team that might break into the top 20. Might be a team. They're definitely a bubble team, as I would say. They're maybe not going to finish in that final tournament for the playoffs, but they're definitely going to be a team that's just going to barely be outside that bubble. They're going to be a team to watch out for sure. It's Miracle Violence Connection. Obviously, that draw, the double count out with, I believe it was Hanson and Brody. Yeah, it was Hanson and Brody. I didn't want to misspeak. Yes, Hanson and Brody. So we'll see later on with our final table page. As for Miracle Violence Connection, obviously having that draw is going to help them out a lot. It's going to break them apart from the pack as they get that one extra point, making them at 28th team. The Miracle Violence Connection, you have the loss to the Steiners and the two-man Power Trips, so two teams that are above them. So even though if they would have lost to Hanson and Brody, it still would have been a better team than all these teams were. So really, the draw technically really didn't help them out. Obviously, it helped them as far as that 1 point extra advantage. But as far as their standings, they still would have been, probably in the same spot at 28. As for the 27th team, we're now into the 5-3 team, so teams above 500 that have a winning record. I can't believe we have 27 teams that have a winning record. That's kind of nuts. As the Hart Foundation, a Premier League team, they have lost to Access, the Motor City Machine Guns, and Edge and Christians. They have one loss to a team that's above them. So now that we're kind of using the same thing. If they just lost to teams that are below them, shows you that they're kind of on the weaker path than a lot of these other teams. As for the two-man Power Trip, a 26 two-man Power Trip, Steve Austin, Triple H, another team that was kind of thought of to be a big deal. Obviously, Steve Austin's doing like 90s, no problem. Just Triple H has been doing mid-70s and low and mid-70s. But their three losses, rather. Their three losses have been to the APA, Bam Bam Invader, and the Road Warriors. So obviously two teams above them, and then the APA, who lost 4 straight after beating them. So that's just kind of a tough go for them. As the Outsiders at 25, kind of crazy the Outsiders made the top 25 because they're kind of throughout the tapings, the last tapings we did, I was just kind of feeling like they were not a top team at all. They're at 5-3. It's kind of wild. They've lost to the Funks, the Malenko Brothers, and the Brothers Destruction. So all three teams that are above them, as we have the Funks that are going to be at 22nd. You see there. So the Lucha Brothers at 24. The Lucha Brothers, a Premier League team that have done a phenomenal job. They have really blown me away with how well they've done, as they have lost to the Phenomenal Angels, the Kings of Wrestling, and Doyoshi. So three teams are above them. Obviously, Doyoshi, the next team up, as they have lost to Los Gringos Locals, New Day, and Harlem Heat, another team that actually, weirdly enough, being a Japan-based team, I figured them being in the Premier League also would have hurt them just because we ran a lot of shows in Japan. We did run, I think, one show for the Premier League in Japan. Could be wrong on that, but nonetheless, a 5-3 team where they've only lost to Los Gringos Locals, New Day, and Harlem Heat, where you kind of see that and you go, well, should they have been above a team like the Lucha Brothers? They only are because they have the tiebreaker win over them, so that's where they're at. They probably, a team like the Outsiders or the teams that have, lost only teams that are above them, maybe they deserve to be higher, but that's just kind of where we're at. As the Funks at 22, obviously you have that tiebreaker win over the Outsiders. They've lost to the Rockers, Road Warriors, and the Holy Demon Army, so two teams above them. So that's a good spot that they're sitting at 22. As 21 for the New Day at 5-3, as obviously at 5-3. As the New Day have lost to the Hardy Boys, Red Dragon, and the Kings of Wrestling. As for the Kings of Wrestling, they have, that's been a hell of a team. As, man, oh man. They have really come a long way, have the New Day. I felt like they were a team that really, as far as teams that maybe could be a team that could be inside that top 20 for sure, but losing to Red Dragon definitely hurt their cause as they're a team that's below them, but it's never too late, though. Never too late for the New Day to make a rise to go into that top 20. As The Rock and Sock Connection, the 20th team, As for them, they are at a spot where the Rock America obviously doing great records and doing having great matches, doing great stuff. They've lost to only Bam Bam and Vader, Road Warriors, and the Miracle Violence Connection. So you have the Miracle Violence Connection team. That's probably, if you're going to lose to a team that's below you, that's probably one of the better teams you can lose to. Then you have how they can do going forward. I think they're definitely going to be a team that could make the playoffs, no question about it. So now we're going to our 19-1, our final teams here, as the Phenomenal Angels at 6-2, and now we're into the 6-2 category. Kind of wild how that worked out so effectively there, as the Phenomenal Angels at 6-2, their losses have came from obviously Los Gringos Locos on that first night, and then Doyoshi. So two teams that they've lost to that were below them, as they are a team that really has they have all the potential in the world. Obviously, I think they're definitely going to make the playoffs. I don't think they're going to be a team that will drop outside of it, but we can definitely see they still have a lot of big time matches to face, so that's going to be a telling tale for them. The Brothers of Destruction at 18, they were a team that were undefeated the first time we saw them. Now here at 6-2, I think that's probably going to. They're not going to be a team that's going to be in the top 8 for sure. I think they're going to be a team that's sitting right here at 18, 20 somewhere, where they're going to be a team that can make the playoffs for sure. They're going to be a problem. They're going to be a problem going forward if they can get it together. There for a while, it looked like their ratings were going down and down. That's kind of the tail of the National League with all the locker room stuff. It's bringing a lot of teams down and their performances down. So that could be troubling for them. As the Road Warriors, they're at 17. Another team that 6-2. They're lost to Hanson and Brody. Then the not supposed to happen loss to the Shield. So that was really really fucked over the Road Warriors there. There could have been a team that was going to be 7-1, or it was like a top 8 team. But now because of that loss, they're down to 17th. It's tough. It's a tough one, and especially for the Shield, where Shield, they're looking like a team that might be outside the playoff picture. So they're going to hurt the Road Warriors' chances of rising up on the in the table thanks to that. It's the Holy Demon Army at 16th, another National League team. 16th. I mean, what they have done in the States has been impressive for sure. Just because they're in the National League, where that locker room was bringing people down, just their stats have been doing great. Again, another team that's benefited from being booked in Japan, as they were doing 90s in Japan. It's just wild stuff. So the Bulldogs at 15th, and now they're a one Bulldog with Dynamite Kid, thanks to Davey Boy being out, injured. Fucking. I think he tore his bicep. I forget what exactly happened. If he tore it or strained it. Either way, he's going to be out for a couple of weeks. So it's going to be all Dynamite Kid going forward. And he's had a tough go of it. His one handicap match, he's already lost one. See if he might get a win, though. He's very talented, so he might get a handicapped win over a team. But as far as, they're definitely going to be a team to look out for once they get back and healthy again. Kobashi Masao at 14, as they are a National League team that's benefited from being in Japan, like all the Japanese National League teams we've seen. Kobashi Masao, when they were in the first time we ran Japan, they did hundreds, 199. Obviously, if we keep looking at them in Japan, they're going to keep winning. It's going to see if that stays the course. If they can get some more wins in America, that's going to be huge for them. They have beaten, as far as they've lost to the Malenko brothers and the Outsiders. So a team that's above them and a team that's below them, so they're just kind of stuck in the middle. As the Young Bucks, they're at 13th. Just figured that they would be a team, whether you like it or not, just being a part of the Premier League. They were one of the best teams in the Premier League, and it shows here as they've lost to the Hardy Boys in London and Gendrix. So again, one win over a team that's above them, one loss to a team that's above them, and one loss to a team that's below them. As a Jericho at 12, Jericho, a team that's really surprised me. I figured they would be a fun, kind of outside the bubble team. They've really done a great job here. At 6-2, they start off 4-0. They lost to the Dudleys and Steiner, so two teams that are above them. They've really done a great job, and they're going to probably be a team to look out for in the future for sure. As the Golden Lovers, they're at 11th. They have lost to Edge and Christian, the Hardy Boys. Really, I've been impressed with how Kota Ibushi's done in the States. Obviously, Kenny was going to do great, and he's done a tremendous job. But really, it's came down to what he can do as far as the Golden Lovers, what Coda can do in the States. If he can get somehow to that level as Kenny is, they're really going to be a problem if he does. So now to the top 10, we got the Dudley Boys at 10 at 6-2. They've lost to Bam Bam and the Steiners. Definitely, as far as the National League goes, they're probably, in the, as I just now realized, the Kings of Wrestling League it says National, and it's a Premier. They're probably arguably, top 5 team of the National League. Definitely not even arguably. You can see there in the standings, Bam Bam and Vader, 1 and 2. Benoit and Malenko at 3, then Hanson and Brody, 4. And you have the Dudley Boys there at 5. I mean, they are a top 5 National League team. I think they're going to finish very, very well, obviously. They've done a great job. Bubba's doing a great job ratings-wise. They're going to be a team to look out for. As Hanson and Brody at 9. They were a team that somehow I feel like has kind of lost their way. I figured they were going to be a team that was going to be a really big problem. They are 6-1, and with the double count-out draw with the American Violence Connection, they're going to be a team that's going to beat a lot of teams. Their only loss was to Holy Demon Army, but I feel like they're going to lose to a lot of big-time teams. They have beaten Bam Bam and Vader, though, so that's a big-time win for them. Maybe it was a kind of undeserved win, but it's a win nonetheless, so they have that going for them. But we'll see if they can beat the Steiners. That's going to be a big-time matchup for them. It's Benoit Malenko at 8. Now we're into the one-loss teams. Well, we were already in the one-loss team, but we had the official 7-1 team as our 14 points. Top 8 teams. Benoit Malenko, as their only loss was the world-class tag team. Shocking upset. Probably shouldn't have happened, but it made it for an exciting and their only win for the world-class tag team. So maybe their one and only win by the end of this. As the Hardy Boys at 7, they've done a tremendous job. Jeff's really been killing it with ratings-wise. Matt's slowly getting to that point. They're going to be a fucking problem. Kings of Wrestling, Claudio has been a workhorse and a half. Hero's slowly been behind him. Their one loss was to the Phenomenal Angels, where they one loss to the Hardy Boys with the Hart Foundation. So 2 teams that have lost to teams that are below them, obviously. The Hardy Boys, even though they lost to a worse team than the Kings of Wrestling, I feel like they're probably going to be the better team and will finish above them when it's all said and done. As for 5, 4, and 3, they're all 3 Premier League teams, and funny enough, they are all intertwined. So Stenerico, they're at 5. They, of course, beat Edge and Christian, and they were the team that stopped their undefeated streak. Edge and Christian, they have only lost to Arn and Tully. In Arn and Tully, there are 3. They have only lost to Stenerico. So, here we have 3 teams that are so intertwined. So how does Arn and Tully go ahead of Stenerico when Stenerico is a team that beat them? And then you have Edge and Christian, who their only loss was to Arn and Tully. So really, when you kind of think about it, should, Stenerico have been above Edge and Christian? Really not, because, again, Edge and Christian beat them. So we're just kind of in a limbo state here from 3 and 5, because really, they're all intertwined together, and they all kind of, cancel each other out. Obviously, it's still very early, so we'll have some tiebreakers for those 3 going forward. As far as if they finish with the same record, though, that's going to be a handful to figure out who wins who. So we just had Arn and Tully go ahead of them, just going Arn and Tully, Edge and Christian, and Stenerico. That's just kind of, felt like that was the right thing to do. It's tough to really argue elsewhere. It's tough. Tough. As for the Steiners and Bam Bam and Vader at 7-1 and 7-1, obviously the 2 top National League teams. And a National League team on top. So the first time we showed the table, it was Edge and Christian on top. Now we have Bam Bam and Vader with the Steiners, where Bam Bam and Vader, they've lost to Hanson and Brody. And the Steiners, their one loss came to Bam Bam and Vader. So really, Hanson and Brody have a prime spot, because they can beat the Steiners. They have a huge time win, and they can really set themselves up greatly, or to where I just feel like they're going to be a team to really, really look out for in the future. They're going to be a fucking problem for sure. As that is the table, and now let's run the shows. Alright, let's see what this backstage incident is. I'm sure it's not going to be anything crazy. I'll just Ric Flair and brighten the backstage area so they're being so cheerful, fun to be around. Perfect. Fucking perfect. As, let's take, obviously, do this. Nice. Alright, so there's a match that, I'm trying to just think of all the matches, just looking at it. I think I found my main event already. We'll just go ahead and add that right now. Young Bucks, Edge and Christian. That seems like a great match on paper. Sure, we'll do very, very well. We're going to bump the time up, of course. As who's going to win this goddamn thing is the question. Feel like we're going to... Oh, man. I really think Edge and Christian should win it. Even though I think the Bucks could definitely use this win. Yeah, I think we're just going to go with that. I think that's the right choice. Yeah, I like that. Revival, Arn and Tully, that's a great match. Like that a lot. Give that some time as well. As we're going to give, obviously, Arn and Tully the win there. Nice. So the Phenomenal Angels, the world's greatest tag team, that would be a fantastic match to see. We're going to give that time as well. Technical Masterclass, yeah, we might as well have that be there. As AJ Styles getting the win there. I love Charlie. I'll stake the fall just in case they don't. In case they have Forrest Shelton take it. Nice. Alright. Let's say Lucha Brothers Red Dragon. That's a fun match. Fun match there. As we'll also make that 20. As, you know what? Man, it's tough because I think both teams could use this win. I give it to the Lucha Bros, though. Give them the win. Bobby Fish taking the fall. Alright. I think that's as far as our top kind of matches. Well, this match could actually be really good as well. Los Gringos Locals, London and Kendrick. London and Kendrick gonna get the win there. As, Paul London Bar. Yeah, we're gonna have that be still the show. That's fine. Alright. Now, kind of everything else, we just kind of have to... Alright, so this match, we know we have to make that a handicap match. Is the British Bulldogs taking on the team of, the American Wolves taking on Dynamite Kid. So we'll have that be about 4. So, we're gonna have Dynamite Kid get the win. Dynamite Kid's gonna beat him in a handicap match. Take that, Davey Richards. You son of a bitch. Son of a bitch, yeah. So we gotta add that. I don't know why I just did all that. There we go. That might be the opener. I'm not really sure, though. Briscoe Brothers Doyoshi. It's a fun match. We probably won't have that be Steal the Show. We already have one as Steal the Show. So we'll bump that back. So the Briscoes, I kind of forget how well they were doing in this. Just off the top of my head, I want to say they were doing okay. Yeah, I mean, high 60s. Not bad. Not bad at all. I feel like that's a good thing to have, to just check this sometimes. Just to... case and the Doyoshi and the Briscoe. Alright, Doyoshi. Also, yeah, Masayoshi is doing really well, but Naruki Doi is kind of struggling, looks like. Yeah, well, there he did a little better. Yeah, I think it's, let's give it to the Briscoes. Fuck it. Let's have Jay Briscoe get the win over Naruki Doi. Yep. Nice. As, now the next match. Oh, yeah, Stenerico Golden Lovers. I just now saw this. This should probably going to be way, way higher. We're going to give that to a lot of time. We're going to give it to the Golden Lovers. I feel like, even though they have done a phenomenal job, this Stenerico team, I think this would really benefit the Golden Lovers team. As Omega. I mean, this would be an awesome match to see, though. Dear God. Yeah, this... So we have an alarm going off now. So fun. so fun. As DIY, the Hardy Boys, do that match. Oh, I thought it had. Come on. Oh no, it's I was about to say TEW crashing now. So Hardy Boys DIY, obviously Hardy Boys getting the win there. No brainer. Eliminators, Kings of Wrestling, obviously Kings of Wrestling on that one. Wild Brawl, interesting. We'll let it be. Well, yeah, we'll let it. We'll give Hero the win. Just give him some love. Interesting. I don't think we've had a Wild Brawl yet in the Premier League. It's Ring Comp and Conan and Rey Mysterio Jr. We'll give Ring Comp this one. As we'll have Thatcher beat Conan. Yep. Yeah, fuck him. Yeah, Harlem Heat Access. We'll let that be a little longer. LAX and Kenta Fuji. This is set for a Wild Brawl. I mean, I don't know about all this. Yeah, that seems like a terrible idea. I don't know whose idea was that one. That was a terrible idea. We'll have Kenta get the win over Ortiz, I think. I feel like Ortiz was the worst of the two, from what I remember, because we can just take a quick stroll. So, yep. Looks like they're about the same, but that's... Yep, that works for me. As a New Day Motor City Machine Guns, this should actually be up higher as well. We already have a lot of matches set for Steal the Show. We're gonna give this some time. Let's give it 20. Let's give it 19 actually, just to change it up a little bit. 19 minutes, and we're gonna give it to the Guns. We're gonna have Shelly be Kofi. I like it. And then Usos Heart Foundation. I like it right here as it is. Heart Foundation is gonna get the win here. Obviously, Brett's just been a fucking monster. Give him that win. I love how I just said him as instead of him and Jim Knight. Our Heart Foundation getting the win. Harlem Heat Access going to be the second match on the card. With, I really want to give the Access, but I just feel like this could be a nice win for fucking Harlem Heat. It's tough to call, really, because Access, they just lost the Generation X. Nakajima with a 60, it goes with a 69. I feel like Booker T was getting worse, too, because of all these losses. If I remember correctly, that's what was going on, as they have lost 4 straight here, as you see. They could use a win. Actually, 5 straight. Yeah, they lost 5 straight. Yeah, 69, 50. I hate to say it, but I'm gonna give it to Access. Nakajima. Now we're gonna go and beat Stevie Ray. Alright. So about your luck, Harlem. He didn't even complain. Stevie Ray must just be like, yep, I understand my place. So then, Generation Next versus Hayabusa Jinsei Shinzaki. We'll set that to be regular. We're going to cut down this time a good bit. 8 minutes. And so we'll have Roddy pin Hayabusa. Nice. Okay, now we got to rearrange the card just a little bit, because I know there's a lot of things I wanted to fix and whatnot. Yeah, where's this match? Let's put this way up here. Actually, there. The Golden Lover Generico match can go there as the co-main. And, yeah, we'll bump this match down, actually. We'll bump that down to about right here. Okay. Let's take a look at our booking analysis. Gil Wada. Alright. Yeah, Doi also has floating bone chips. Oh, yeah, so that's... Didn't even realize that. That's gonna suck. Where's that match at? Bump that down just a little bit. I'm afraid of what it's gonna do after that Wild Brawl we've set. I feel like that might have been a bad idea. Have Kyo Wada. Change that out. For Earl. Now for Harlem Heat Access. See if he's booked. Nope. Dynamite Kid, American Wolves? Nope. Son of a bitch. It's somebody else. It's now Earl Patrick. Or Earl Patrick fucking is Nick Patrick Oral Hebner now. Trouble. Tommy Young again. Wow, is it? He must be way. Yeah, it must be way up here in the main event scene then. We're like 5 matches in. We get the same there. Tommy Young. Actually, I felt like we saw Tommy Young's name a lot. Earl Hebner. Still nothing. Wow. See this match too. He is. Nick Patrick. Jesus. Oh, okay. Now we got it. I was about to say. Alright. Run the show. Week 9 of the Premier League. Wow, a 78 right out of the gate. I did not see that going. As Hayabusa with a 43 getting carried through his injuries. Yeah, that's just a whole lot of green right there. As Generation Next getting the win over Hayabusa and Jinsei Shinzaki in 8 minutes. As Roger Strong pins Hayabusa with a skipping a Generation. I've never seen an 8-minute match get that good of a segment rating. Like, that's nuts. 78, wow. So 75 for the next match as on the meet in Axis. As Axis gets the win as Go Shiozaki pins Stevie Ray with a Go Flasher. Yeah, Go with a 71. Nakajima with a 62. Stevie Ray's off his game, yeah. Right decision there. Like Go Shiozaki with a 71, he's gone. Dynamite Kid defeating the American Wolves in this handicap matchup as the Bulldogs getting their win as Dynamite Kid getting the win in 12-27. I guess he just pinned him. I guess we don't have his finisher set. Dynamite Kid with a 79 as an 81 for this Usos Hart Foundation matchup as Brett with a 96 just carrying this one as fucking Bret Hart tapping down Jimmy Uso with a sharpshooter at 14:04. Yeah, I mean, Bret did his thing. Jim Neidhart almost outperformed Jimmy Uso, so at least he's getting somewhat better, looks like. Good stuff there. It was 81 again, as LAX losing to Kenta Fuji. As Kenta with an 80, Naomichi Fuji with a 74, 64 for Ortiz, and a 56 for Santana Wright. Team winning there as Kenta and Fuji killing it. Hell yeah, awesome to see that. It's a 78 for the ring comp, Filthy Animals matches. Yeah, Rey Mysterio Jr. outperforming everybody. Wow, fucking Walter and Timothy Thatcher not doing their part. Felt like they should have done a little bit better. Could have gave that one to the Filthy Animals, to be honest, as Thatcher submitting Conan with a Thatcher stretch. Hell yeah. It's 78. It's an 80 for the, wow, so yeah, Claudio with an 86 of this Wild Brawl. He's a fucking savage, as, Kings Wrestling defeat the Eliminators in 14:30 when Hero pinned Perry Saturn after Kings reign supreme over nearly everyone. Kings Wrestling just doing a tremendous job in this tournament as this gets an 80. I was shocked to get. I mean, we're just kind of riding the wave at this point as the Briscoe brothers defeating Doyoshi in 13:53 when Jay pinned Narikador the Spike J Driller. Man, Narikador the 55, and he's gonna have those 55s for at least the next month or so, maybe a little under a month. But that's going to be a long couple of weeks for Doyoshi. It's DIY losing to the Hardy Boys. As the Hardy Boys getting the win as Jeff Hardy pinned Tommaso Ciampa after the Twist of Fate Swanton Bomb combo. Yeah, Jeff with a 92, 76 for Matt Hardy. So at least I feel like DIY, they're getting a little bit better. 65s for them. It's just so funny how that's like the pendulum of where it goes from like great stuff to good stuff. It's like if your team doesn't get above a 70, it's like you're in a different tier. It's a strict tier, this all-time tag league. It's a 78 for the Los Gringos, the Locals. London and Gendrick matchup as London and Gendrick getting the win. The Paul London pinned Art Bar with a sliced bread number 2 shooting star press combo. So yeah, Eddie doing a tremendous job with a 90. Brian fucking Kendrick with an 80. That's awesome. Paul London with a 78. They're really a great team. Probably should have gave that a little bit more time looking at our ratings and whatnot, but our bar with a 53 did kind of bring the match down anyway, so it's not a big deal. Got the crowd buzzing. It's New Day and the Motor City Machine Guns gets an 82 as Alex Shelley with an 84. Dear God. Gets the win for the Motor City Machine Guns as he pins Kofi with a Made in Detroit. Alex Shelley's really coming on his own. Saban outperforms everybody too. That Motor City Machine Guns, watch out. They are a team on the rise as Lucha Brothers taking on Red Dragon. As it looks like the right team won, as Lucha Dragons defeating Red Dragon. As but I said the Lucha Dragons, not that Lucha Dragon. It was the Lucha Brothers defeating Red Dragon. 1946, Pentagon Jr. submitting Bobby Fish. It's a great little match. Great little match there. It's Pentagon Jr. 72, 70 for Phoenix, 71 Gallo Riley, 64 Bobby Fish. So 68, oh no, as Technical Masterclass. This is what it is. Phenomenal Angels defeating the world's greatest tag team in 1945 on the AJ Styles pinned Charlie Haas at the Styles Clash. Yes, Shelton with the 78, Daniels with the 71. So actually, the way the Technical Masterclass worked, we should have had the world's greatest tag team won, but that's not a huge deal. We get it back going, though, with a Revival Arn and Tully matches. Arn and Tully, the Four Horsemen, defeating the Revivals. Arn Anderson bidding Dash Wilder after Spike Pile Driver. 93 for Arn Anderson. 75 for Tully Blanchard. 67 for Dash Wilder. And 62 for Scott Dawson. Tremendous job there from Arn Anderson. Does a 82 for the Stenerical Golden Lovers match. So look at Kota Ibushi with an 81. Did as well as the Stenerico team's best guy did. I mean, they're really coming together strongly here as Omega pinning El Generico with the Golden Shower in 21:47. So I got an 82. The main event, hey, we get an 85 out of it too, as the Edge and Christian the Young Bucks main event gets an 85, and 20:03 Edge pinned Matt Jackson with after the stacked superplex. 93 rating from Edge and a bunch of 70s. 79 from Matt Jackson, 78 for Nick Jackson, and 75 for Christian. What a great match. Awesome stuff there. Hell yeah. It's a 84. What a fucking show. Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for that Technical Masterclass where we had to have one of those matches, this would have been a hell of a fucking card. As, yeah, we'll give some love to Edge, give some love for Arn Anderson, and, let's give some love for Alex Shelley, man. He's really come a long way. He's been doing great stuff. Alright. And from paradise, we go to hell, as now we go to the National League. I'm sure there'll be fights. I'm sure someone will try to fight somebody. I'm sure there'll be a complete clusterfuck backstage. But it is it's the stepchild of the two Premier Leagues, the National Leagues. But maybe they'll get it together one of these fucking days. Excited for the show, though. Hopefully it goes well. Well, go figure. Fucking backstage incident for this next show. Damn National League. It's sure there's gonna be a handful. Yep. Oh, Masahiro Chono and Seth Rollins. As Chono almost fought Seth Rollins. Did cause some damage to his run. So at least it was kind of worth it, maybe. But, as, now we gotta, slap in the wrist. I feel like that everything was resolved there. As Triple H annoyed Geto by mocking his lack of popularity. Let's just do slap on the wrist as well. Shawn Michaels and Shinya Hashimoto. I feel like this is just racist as hell now. As now Shawn Michaels making fun of Shinya Hashimoto for his lack of first of all, he's an alternate in this all-time tag league. Fucking stern warning, piece of shit. And then Rick Steiner. Turn up very late. Fine. Oh, great, everybody's upset. Well, just the Steiners. Caught using some soft drugs backstage, breaking the locker room rule. No action. No action. I honestly thought about taking that rule off, to be honest, of the backstage rules. Let's just do that now. While we're here, we gained popularity to the point where we're now large. So we gained a size. How fun. Backstage rules. We haven't really shown the backstage, but yeah. Yeah, whole lot of red. Yeah, a fucking 26 on the backstage. Oh, man. So, yeah, we're gonna allow drugs now. Still, yeah. It's a shit show. Yeah. Just a shit show. Oh my god. As I think we got them all. Think so. Yeah, we did. I just wanted to double fucking check. Last thing we need. As, yeah, well, this will be the opener. World Class Tag Team APA. We know what's about to happen. Fucking Bradshaw's about to whip the shit out of him. We might make this a wild brawl, actually, because I feel like Jado and Geto probably do pretty well brawling-wise. Maybe it's hardcore. Yeah, it is brawling. At least Geto is. Let's see what Jado is. Yeah, let's make it a wild brawl. 10 minutes works for me. It's the oh, I like that Funk's Miracle Vines Connection match. Yeah, I like that a lot. We'll have that go 20. As oof, man, it's tough. Tough because I really want to give this to the Funks, but also I mean it's tough. Tough. We'll give it to the Miracle Vines Connection. Let's give Dr. Death the win over Dory. Damn. I really wanted to give Funks the win on that one. Yeah, he's best. Yeah. We'll slow it over with some morale stuff. Is that... Let's see. It's really not like a great main event, per se. Maybe this is going to go in Japan, to be honest, because I'm looking at this Kobashi Masawa Holy Demon Army match. Look at that Brother Destruction, the Road Warriors. Like, oh yeah, we're going to have a time limit draw. It's the main event. I like it. Our second draw. As I just have a great feeling if we could put this in Japan. I just got a better feeling about this card. It's like I got a main event. Like there's a lot of uneasy stuff, but it's gonna be tough. I'm just adding all these. Let's add Bruiser there. Jericho Demolition. Thanks. Oh, is he back and healthy? Is he gonna let me do this? Let Big Show get the win there. Because I don't think he is. Oh, yeah, we already got all that. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yep, so Axe and Crush. Oh, they have negative chemistry. That's right. And, well... Yeah, that's probably gonna be... Yeah. That's that. Let's go ahead and, before I forget, and change the show to be in Japan. Just feel like that's for the best. 14,000. I think we ran Budokan last time. Yeah, we did. Should be damn near a sellout. Alright. As, trying to just... obviously put this down. Probably shouldn't have had our opener. There we go. If that be the main. So yeah, there we go. I like what we got going. As Bad Intentions of the Steiners, I like this a lot more now that it's in Japan. I think it should do a little better, at least for the Bad Intention side. As we're gonna give Rick Steiner the win over Bernard. Yeah, this match is gonna be awesome. Got a good feeling. Brothers Destruction and the Road Warriors. Yeah, this is not going to be the Wild Brawl. This is just going to be a regular match. There as... Let's give it to the Road Warriors. Animal. Kane, yeah. Well, maybe not. Maybe this will have to be a Wild Brawl. Alright. Works for me. Or maybe we don't even have to just be a Raw Ball, just have it be a regular match. Yeah. Beer Money, and the Rockers. Let's give it to the Rockers here. As Sean, James Storm, Tenkoji and the Mega Powers. As much as, man, I kind of really want to give it to the Tenkoji team, but I just... I can't do it. Man, I just know they're going to outperform them. I know they will. I fucking can feel it. I know they're going to do it. Let's just look at the match history. Let's just compare. I want to say this was in Japan. No, that was not in Japan. This in Japan. Yes, what? Yeah, Tenzan with the 84, Kojima with the 77. So I think that was week 3. Let's compare with Hogan. Yeah, I think it was this. Yeah, 69, 60. Alright. Well, I believe Tenkoji's gonna win this one. Oh boy, yeah, I mean, As you should, Macho Man, as you should. It's the Dudley Boys of the Nightmare family. Gives the Dudleys the win there. Strong Big Japan, the Outsiders. I feel like Strong Big Japan is definitely going to outperform them here in Japan. But, 70-68, alright. And then Nash and Hall. Hall and Nash, however you want to slice it. Yeah, they did a 51 and a 58. Yep. Looks like it's going to be Strong Big Japan. Whew. Lord have mercy. We are just pissing everybody off. Rob Van Dam, Sabu, and the Shield. Kind of forget how they did in Japan as well. Let's take a look. Yeah, 64-52. Kind of weird that Sabu kind of did that. At 52 only in Japan. Roman and Rollins. So they took on the Miracle. Yeah. They didn't do too hot. Oh, you know what? Let's give them to them anyways. Let's have Roman. Or, forget which one did better, actually. I think it was Seth. Sabu. Sure. We'll let it be. Muno and Chono, Bam Bam and Vader. I love this match. Love it a lot. Giving it to Muto and Chono would be fun, but I don't think it's necessary. So we're gonna give it to Bam Bam and Vader. It's Vader over Chono. Alright. And then we have the Rock and Sock Connection, Midnight Express. Just gonna give it to, obviously, the Rock, and yeah, we gotta change that as this country. There we go. Yep, that all works. Nice. And then the two-man power trip Bob and Inoki match, which what a fun match this is just on paper. Just as far as you have the two-man power trip, obviously of Austin and Triple H. You have two of the biggest Japanese stars ever come out of Japan, and Bob and Inoki. So Austin with an 87, Triple H with a 64. Looks like. I feel like even in Japan they didn't even do too high, Bob and Inoki. But we'll take a look. Didn't realize Bob was 40 at this. That's kind of wild. As far as 85, 76. Yeah, that's. Don't mind if I do. Don't mind if I fucking do. I'll have him beat Steve Austin, man. Baba? Or no, I'll have Inoki over Triple H. Let's give this time. Yeah, let's give it some time. Oh. It's slow build, decisive. Hello. And let's give this 2. Yeah. Yeah, who's not pissed at this show? Like, let's just take a look. Let's just gander. So many people. So we also have to change the Malenko. It's road agent time, but we need to have a Seal the Show and the Masterclass show as well. We have the Masterclass be the main event. Maybe though, maybe not have that. That's maybe a little too steep. As man, oh man. Steiners, this can go here. I used to feel like Malenko and Benoit didn't do too hot in Japan from what I remember. And it's Tengoji and the Mega Powers. Let's bump that up. As a Strong Big Japan and the Outsiders. Bump that up. Bump this up. And this can actually go there. And this can go. I really don't remember how well or how they did not do as far as in Japan. Rock and Sock Connection. Didn't look at it. And let's bring that up too. Let's have this be Steal the Show. I think that's for the best. Just to have that Steal the Show match pretty mid card, just to, in case shit goes sour, we can flip it. Hopefully, this is too much time. We can just keep it there. It's not a huge deal. Oh, Technical Masterclass. Guess we're gonna have it be this match. This is gonna be bad. That's gonna be a real bad match. Alright. Let's bump that down. Let's actually bump that down to about right here. And, I have a good feeling about this match, actually, so we're gonna swap that with that. Swap that. Alright. Oh, yeah, and, Malenko, I wasn't even looking to see if, Boris. Jericho Demolition. Yeah. Be Baba. We're good? Yep, we're good. A lot of people use too much. That's alright. We're here for a good time, not a long time. And we might bump this up, actually. Bump that up to 20. Oh, okay. This was already supposed to. Oh, yeah. Alright. Let's run the show. Already inside boots a 52. Yeah, saw that coming. Those rounds with a 59. I performed everybody. We had to have a technical masterclass. Felt like this was the better option just because we knew it was going to be not at the level as everything else. So might as well just put this in the opener and let it eat the bullet. So I got a 52 though. Seth tried his hardest. And this gets a 54. Is Jericho beating Axe and Crush of Demolition as the Big Show pinning Axe after the Codebreaker into the knockout punch. So yeah, this is just... I cannot wait for Smash to come back, because even though they suck, at least they don't have negative chemistry bonuses. This gets a 52, as Bubba and Devon beating the Brotherhood. 16 minutes with the 3D, pinning Dust in there. It's a 50, as we got a stomach infection from Marty Jannetty. Shawn with a 67, as Shawn Michaels pinning James Storms after the Rocker Plex. 12:46. Yeah. Marty outperformed even James Storm, so that just shows you where James Storm's at least in Japan. Stomach infection, that's tough. So 65, there we go, as Rock and Mankind, they're doing their part. They can deliver anywhere. We put them as defeat the Midnight Express in 13:20 with Rock pinned at Bobby Eaton with a double people's elbow, after a double people's elbow, rather. So yeah, Bobby Eaton with the 51, Diz Country 45, 74 for Mankind, 70 for the Rock. So 62 for the Hanson Brody Rock and Roll Express match, as Hanson and Brody defeating the Rock and Roll Express in 10-11. Bruiser Brody pinned Ricky Boynton with a high knee. As a 64 for the Wild Brawl match, as Jado and Ghetto actually outperformed the APA here, as APA get the win, the much needed win, as Bradshaw pinning Ghetto with the aided power bomb. So yeah, Jado and Ghetto though, I mean, we just gotta put them in Japan. They do okay. As Strong Big Japan defeating the Outsiders, as Strong Big Japan pinning the Outsiders in 12:53 when Daisuke pinned Kevin Nash with a frog splash. As a 70 for this matchup, thanks to the fucking Tenkoji. It's Tenzan with an 82, 70 for Satoshi Kojima. It's Tenzan pinning Hulk Hogan with a Tenkoji cutter in 12:52. Hilarious. Hilarious. A 64 for the fucking Road Warriors Brothers of Destruction match that goes south in a hurry. It's the Road Warriors defeating the Brothers of Destruction in 13:15. Road Warrior Animal pin Kane with a Doomsday device. Yeah. Right team won though. Road Warriors is some mid-60s. There's a 66 for this one. Malenko and Benoit did great. I don't know why I was expecting them to not do so hot, as Malenko and Benoit defeating Violence Giant to 13:04, and Benoit pinned the Swam after a diving headbutt. We could have gave this a little bit more time. It probably would have done a little bit better, but still, it's nothing too, 66 is just so funny how badly this has gone compared to the Premier League. As another 66, as Bad Intentions taking the fall to the Steiners, as Rick Steiner pinning John Bernard with the Steinerizer, with the Steinerizer. Scott Steiner 69, 60 for Bernard and Carl Anderson, 55 rather for Rick Steiner. Good stuff though for Scotty. As this gets a 78. I figured this would do pretty well, as obviously both teams had a mainstay in Japan, so I figured they'd do pretty well. As Dr. Death pitting Ori Fung Jr. with a Oklahoma Stampede. So the right team won too. So Ori Fung Jr. with a 60, 65 for Steve Williams, 74 for Terry Gordy, and 76 for Terry Fung. I got a 78. That might be our best. No, it's not our best match. As we get our best match right here is Kajimoto and Masahiro Chono taking the fall to Vader and Bam Bam, and actually looks like the wrong team won, as thanks to Bam Bam being off his game. So went a nice little match. Bam Bam and Vader defeating Muto and Chono in 2021, as Vader pinning Masahiro Chono with a Vader bomb. So our co-main event gets a 75. The two-man power trip take the fall to the Baba Inoki team as a 74 for John Baba, 72 for Antonio Inoki, 75 for Steve Austin, and a 57 for Triple H. Dear God. I got a 75 though. And it's an 82 for the 30-minute time limit draw, as you saw Kobashi Masawa with 92s, 84 for Kawada, and 82 for Kiratawe. So hoping for a little bit more looking at the ratings there, but it's alright. Is what it is. We at least ended the show on a nice note. So we get an 80. We somehow broke even thanks to those basically last 4 matches. Awesome that our main event delivered. I was very nervous. I was very, very nervous. When you see this undercard has 4 straight 50 matches, and you go into the 60s, we get 170. Some more mid-60, but then finally those last 4 delivered in a big way. We needed that in a big, big way. So we're going to give some love to obviously Kenta Kobashi. We're going to give some love to Masahiro Chono. And I want to just spread the wealth. This is really what we're trying to do here. As it looks like we're already done Kenta Kobashi, so let's do Mitsuha Masawa. And trying to think who else. Yeah, let's give some love for Terry Funk. Oh no, we already done Terry Funk. Looks like Terry Gordy. That works for me. Oh yeah. Well, that could have went a lot worse. Sure, we lost. We didn't gain 1 pop in Oceania because of our way our broadcasting is, but that's no big deal. Now we're gonna go. We're 1 week down, 3 to go. As we will catch you guys for that show. So all right, now we're at week 10, Premier League, and I'm not alone for this one. For this show.
No.
Nope. Got the BTB, the Big Titty Bandit, Mrs. Marvelous for this show. As how's the day been, huh?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. So look at this backstage incident real quick as Bobby Heenan gave the locker room a lift as he unveiled a series of spot-on impressions of some of his colleagues. How fun. So fun. As you've never seen or heard of any of this game, have you?
No.
Never. Never in your wildest dreams.
No.
As we've been dating for 2 years, and you're just like, this is...
What is this?
This is dumb.
No.
That's what you're just, this dumb thing you spent all your time with. It's so dumb.
That you do.
And so what this is, just to inform you, so I made a league of, it's 2 giant tournaments going on at once, where it's 64 tag teams, 32 and 32. And what it is I'm choosing who wins and who loses, and then there's going to be a whole other thing going on. But for this show so far, we're booking it here. We have these 2 teams, as you see. Got the Lucha Brothers here. Got London and Kendrick here. I'm going to let you decide.
Who wins?
Yeah, who wins? Who wins here? Team over here or team over here?
So just whoever.
Yeah. Whoever.
Well, the people in the black kind of scare me, so I'm gonna go with the people in the red.
The people in the red, okay. So I'm gonna go with Spanky getting the win. As they called him Spanky, Brian Kendrick, because in his early days, there was a show in California. He had to go, believe it was California to, I want to say Columbus or New York. One of the two. He basically had a long drive, like a 16-hour drive to get to, and basically had to get there in like one day. I think it might have been somewhere to go to 01 to fly to Japan. And to stay awake, he would masturbate. And he would edge himself so he would not.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So that's why they got the nickname Spanky from.
What a tactic.
Yeah, pretty fun. He made the trip. He made it. It's worth it. So now we have these two teams. We have the Hardy Boys here. We got the Phenomenal Angels over here.
What a fun name.
Yeah, fun name.
Yeah.
Because this guy here in the blue was called the Phenomenal One, AJ Styles. And then this is the Fallen Angel, Christopher Daniels. So they combined their little names.
That was smart.
Smart.
I'm picking again. Who wins?
Yeah, you're picking all these.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's go with the Phenomenal Angels.
Oh, okay. A bit of a slight upset from what's been going on. As Matt Hardy's very upset, but that's okay. It's okay. So this match seems still to be pretty good. Alright, so we have these two teams. I'm going to give this a little bit more time. So this is the Golden Lovers. Over here, that's Kota Ibushi, Kenny Omega. And then the Revival, which is Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder. There are different names now. They're part of another thing. But this was their first name, and that was just easier for this gimmick to having be called as. Who's winning?
I'm going to say the Golden Lovers just because I like the name.
You wait till you see their tag finish. You'll be a big fan then. Yeah, they're quite the team, for sure. And so this next, trying to think, which should be next. Oh, this could work. This could be a fun match. Okay. So we have the Hart Foundation, which is Bret Hart and Jim the Anvil Neidhart with probably the best goatee I've ever seen in my life. And this is Kevin Steen, El Generico, and they were Stenerico. Real originally just threw their names into one. Who's winning?
Definitely the Hart Foundation.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. We're gonna make a booker out of you yet. Just fucking nailing some of these. As I'm trying to think what would be the next one. We can just go with, I know this one's going to be the opener, which means that's the first match on the card. It's the American Wolves in Latin American Exchange, LAX.
Yeah, let's do Latin American
Exchange. There we go. So, just a little fun fact. We're now 10 weeks in, so basically they've had 10 matches per week. The American Wolves, 0 wins. 0 and 10.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's been. I thought maybe this would be the time as we let fate decide, but no.
No.
As I was just gonna start just clicking from the top to the bottom, just to make this a little easier. So this matchup, they're part of the Four Horsemen. This is Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard, taking on the Filthy Animals of Conan and Rey Mysterio Jr.
I feel like by the look there, they would be like in a boy band or something.
Weirdly enough, during this time where they were the Filthy Animals, there was a gimmick where there was a boy band. They were called 3 Count. It's pretty fun. It was like 99, 2000. Wow. So it was during the time. I thought it was genius.
Yeah.
It was just my thing. Who's winning?
Let's do the Filthy Animals.
Oh!
With a Z?
Yeah, with a Z. With a Z at the end. As, I have Rey Mysterio Jr. So, fun thing about Rey Mysterio Jr. as, you've seen him wrestle before, I believe. Because you watched the Rumble that he was in that where he had a mask, of course. There he was maskless, which is a terrible thing for business, but that's besides the point. So WCW, which was the company, they decided to add some publicity to him to start a fake rumor that he was dating Jennifer Aniston.
That's weird.
Yes, made no goddamn sense.
At all.
Rey Mysterio Jr. is maybe 5'4" on a good day. Maybe.
What a short king.
A short king indeed. Alright, so this next matchup, Doyoshi, which is Naruki Doi and Masato Yoshino. They've been called Speed Muscle, a couple of different names as well. And then the Eliminators, it's John Cronus and Perry Saturn. Who's winning?
I don't know. This is a tough one.
Tough one.
Let's go with the Eliminators.
Oh, the Eliminators. All right. So they had a pretty awesome tag finish. It was called Total Elimination. Basically, forget off the top of my head which one would do what, but basically someone would sweep the bottom of the guy's legs while the other guy on top is doing like a spinning leg gimmick to the guy on top and basically fold the person in half.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. Pretty awesome.
Pretty awesome for fake wrestling.
For some fake wrestling, indeed.
Yeah.
As some predetermined bouts, but as we're
so pretty.
Yeah, fan of the New Day over there against Axis. I'm assuming the New Day's winning this. Yeah, I saw that one coming. That's the joy left. So they're pretty fucking great. Probably some of the most entertaining sons of bitches out there. They have a brand of cereal called Bootios. You can buy it like on the stores.
Oh my god.
On the store shelves, yeah.
How fun.
I heard it's real bad though.
Well.
But what
just like for the name.
Yeah, what a fun name.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got Edge and Christian, that's Edge, that's Christian, taking on. So this actually messed up. So Davey Boy Smith and one of them was hurt, so we gotta make it a handicap match on the fly here. Go over here. Dynamite Kid. Okay. So who's winning this one?
So it's just 1 against 2?
Yeah, 1 against 2, because his tag partner's hurt. So instead of giving them a bye, we at least let him fight for his chances.
I mean, I feel like realistically, it would be the one with 2 people.
Yeah, realistically speaking. Logic, getting introduced to this. Is now we get a boom boom, boom, and boom. Alright. So now we gotta add it right back. Perfect. Okay. So, in this next match, we got Jinsei Shinzaki and Hayabusa taking on Harlem Heat of Booker T, Stevie Ray.
They look like twins.
Yeah, they are kayfabe brothers, which means, they're pretend brothers.
Oh. Yeah.
But
more pretending.
Yeah, more pretend.
We'll go with the pretend twins.
Pretend twins. Harlem Heat, yeah. I think that's the right decision, as Hayabusa's been hurt for a couple of weeks now, and he's been taken down. His in-ring performance has been pretty bad because of it.
That's exactly why I chose them.
Exactly why. A fan of the product,
yeah.
I see. As next matchup, Kenta Fuji, Kenta Namichimar Fuji. Again, just they combine their name to one, and then Generation Next, Roderick Strong and Jack Evans.
Strong and Evans.
Yeah.
We'll go with that one because it reminds me of Bob Evans. And I like Bob Evans.
So there was a wrestler called Bob Evans. His nickname was Brutal Bob Evans. And then, get this, there's also another wrestler named Cheeseburger. So they were Bob's Burgers.
Oh my god, iconic.
Quite iconic. You wanted... About had the wrong team win. Let's have Jack Evans win. I love Jack Evans. Namichimar Fuji. Alright. Nice. And next one, we have the Kings of Wrestling. Claudio Castagnoli, Chris Hero. Chris Hero, it's Claudio Castagnoli, Cesaro, Chris Hero. Over here taking on Ringkampf, Timothy Thatcher, and Falter, because he's from Germany. So they pronounce their W's like V's.
Oh. Let's do Kings of Wrestling. I respect the name.
Yeah. They're pretty fucking iconic.
Yeah.
As Claudio Castagnoli from Swiss. Probably one of the strongest natural men I've ever seen in my life. He's deadlifted easily 450 pounds one time.
Wild.
No problem. Yeah, he's a giant man. So knows 6 languages too.
Smart and strong?
Yeah. The Swiss Superman, one might say.
Wow.
So our next match, the Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, taking on DIY of Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. Who's winning this one?
We'll do DIY.
Oh!
I like that guy's beard.
Oh, Tommaso Ciampa's beard,
Yeah.
big fan, yeah. The Sicilian Psychopath, he was once called.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Bit of an upset. Bit of an upset. As DIY usually, they're usually a great team, but here in this mod, they have failed to exceed expectations so far. Yeah, Chris Saban's upset about it. That's okay. It's our next matchup. Got Red Dragon and the Briscoe brothers. Now, these are actually Shoot brothers.
Oh.
They're about a year apart.
Another set of...
Yeah.
I mean, they just look kind of white trash.
Oh,
with
they
the
are.
guy's little situation.
Yeah, they definitely are. They used to come out to the rings in, like, Rebel flag attire. No problem. Yeah, Jay Briscoe, not a fan of the gays.
Oh, no.
Yeah, not a fan. He, one of the early tweets was like, I hope my son ain't gay. Yeah.
Well, based upon that, we'll go with the other people.
Right decision. Yeah, I'm assuming you want him to lose as well. Want him to take the fall, yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense. Right decision. As our next matchup. We have the Usos, Jimmy and Jay Uso. Assuming that's... I kind of forget which one's which, but we're not shown which one. And then the Young Bucks of Matt and Nick Jackson. So, two pairs of two Shoot brothers.
Wow. Well, I'm just based on looks. These ones look like the more attractive ones.
Oh, yeah, the ones on the left here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We'll go with them.
Oh, going with the Usos. Yeah. Yeah. Going off of looks now. I like it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. As our final match to book. It's a doozy one. So we got the world's greatest tag team, the self-proclaimed
I was
world's
gonna say, what a
greatest tag team
statement.
of Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas taking on Los Gringos Locos of Eddie Guerrero and Art Barr. Love Machine Art Barr. As you could tell, this team was in Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me more time to do one over here.
Let's go with those.
Oh, we're going with the Los Gringos Locos. Okay. 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 Alright, so now I get to rearrange this gimmick just so I have the card the way I want it to look. So I'm going to take this, put it down here. As we're going to give the people some background just to talk about. So we've been, let's see, 6-7 days straight being together now.
Yeah.
And you've grown quite tiresome of the recordings and the mishaps of me being by the computer all the time here for the past couple of days.
It's been a while.
Yeah, we've been snowed in. We got the sled for a bit.
Yeah, that was fun.
There on the weekend. That was fun. Fun times.
Yeah.
Fun times going on. I think this match is actually going to go really well. So you got a YouTube channel yourself, huh?
I don't think so. Wrong count.
Pretty sure you do. Pretty sure you have a very successful one.
Well, I don't know if I'd say that.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. You wanna plug it?
Not really.
No plug, huh?
I don't think we're ready for a plug yet.
Renee, when's the plug coming?
I don't know. When I have like 100K, then we can plug it.
100,000 subscribers. Oh boy. I think it's gonna happen.
I don't think so.
Think it's gonna happen.
I think that's wishful thinking.
Nah, not wishful thinking. I think it's gonna happen. And let's see here. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. The card. We're just gonna change this around. As Doyoshi's also hurt, so we're gonna bring them down a little bit. And this Usos Young Bucks match we can bring up a little bit. I don't have faith in the Usos though. We'll see. So now, usually what happens, I take a look at this booking analysis page, and it tells me what's going on. So Ole Anderson, who's one of our road agents, a road agent's someone who puts the match together, is being overbooked, or is overloaded. So we gotta go back in, and click every single match that's we have an Ole Anderson. So there's one. We'll have Conan do that. So now we just kind of wait until this screen there goes from yellow to green, and then we'll be ready to run the show. excited to run your first wrestling event?
Probably more excited than I've ever been for anything in my entire life.
I'm just glad you got the book this side of the bracket, as there's the Premier League and the National League. The National League is riddled with people that hate each other, and the morale is very low to where the matches are pretty shit. Compared to this side. Usually this side has the better matches. We'll see if... I'm sure we'll keep it going here with this match, because I think this show, rather, because I think this show's going to be pretty good. This will be a pretty good show. What else? Is it still only Anderson? Oh, no. Okay. Glad I checked. So, good to go. Run the show.
What a rhyme.
So we got a 49 out of the opener between LAX and the American Wolves. As Eddie Edwards actually did a 60. That's the first time any of these two of the American Wolves side went above a 50. So it's nice. Eddie Edwards actually performed both of LAX, of Ortiz and Santana. But looks like all in all you picked the right team to win that one. So we're 1 for 1 so far. Usually when I say the right team, sometimes because it's a tournament, I try to make it to where the better team wins. So we just base off of in-ring performances. So that's where that comes in. So far, 1 for 1, I would say. So this gets an 80. Was not ready for that. As Eddie Guerrero with an 88. Art Bar with a 50. That's usually what he does. Shelton Benjamin with a 77 and a 68 for Charlie. Also a good little match.
What do these numbers mean?
So basically, TEW, this game itself, it takes basically your stats of your guys and creates a number to where it matches to make a segment rating, with basically combining all these numbers. Plus, see these greens that are positive because of excellent chemistry and tag team bonuses and whatnot. So it should help out for the segment rating. Usually, because it's an 88 here and you have a 77, they kind of meet in the middle with an 80. Plus, you have the 50 dragging it down a good bit. So there's just a whole lot of stuff going on. But all in all, solid little match. Definitely one of our better technical masterclass matches we've done. As Doyoshi in the Eliminators, the Eliminators getting the win with a total elimination on the Rookie Doi. So we got Perry Saturn with a 67, 59 for John Cronus, Masato Yoshida with a 77, and the Rookie Doi with a 53. So it's close, but it looks like the wrong team won. Looks like Doyoshi should have won. But Perry Saturn and John Cronus, they definitely could have used the win. They've only had like one, I want to say, this whole tournament so far. So it's nice that they get a win out of this. With a 77 segment, right? It's an 80 for this Red Dragon Briscoe Brothers matchup. As Kyle O'Reilly pinning Jay Briscoe with the Chasing the Dragon. As Jay Briscoe the 73, Kyle O'Reilly was 72, 66 for Mark Briscoe, and a 57 for Bobby Fish. Bobby Fish being off his game. So again, the wrong team won, but for morality's sake, I think the right team won. As we all know, this man's views on the gays.
The gay hater, if you will.
The gay hater. We don't want that. We can't support that. As an 83, this next matchup with the Motor City Machine Guns and the DIY. I knew this was gonna be the wrong team winning, but that's okay. That is still fun. As DIY getting the win. As Tommaso Ciampa pitting Chris Sabin with a meeting in the middle. It's an 81 for Alex Shelley, 77 for Chris Sabin, 66 for Tommaso Ciampa, and a 65 for Johnny Gargano. Still a good match though. A very good match. An 83. That is a good one. As Hayabusa and Jinsei Shinzaki taking on Harlem Heat of Booker T and Stevie Ray. As Harlem Heat getting the win over Hayabusa and Jinsei Shinzaki. Booker T with a 71, 62 for Jinsei Shinzaki, 61 for Hayabusa, and 47 for Stevie Ray. That usually happens. So yeah, Booker T's the man. As Bad Bunny has a song called Booker T, and it's based off of him.
Oh.
Yeah.
How fun.
Yeah, fun times. Just to annoy or praise everyone in this video, do you know who Bad Bunny is?
No idea.
You know the song with Drake, the Mia song?
Yeah.
Yeah. He sings that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just because it's a big thing. He's like been a part of like the WWE shows for the past couple of weeks. Everyone's like, I don't know who that guy is.
Yeah, I've never heard of him before, but
I knew he was, but that's...
Of course you did.
I wouldn't say course, but as Generation X defeating Kenta Fuji in just under 20 minutes with Jack Evans pinning Niyamichi Marufuji with a skipping a generation. So 76 for Kenta, 71 for Marufuji, 68 for Roderick Strong, and 66 for Jack Evans. So that gets an 82. Upset there. As an 83 for the Filthy Animals Arn Anderson Tully Blanchard matchup, as Arn Anderson with a 93 rather, Rey Mysterio Jr. with an 83, 75 for Tully Blanchard, and a 53 for Conan. Good little match. Good little match there. Wow. It's our best match yet.
Kinda killed it.
Kinda killed it. It's the Hart Foundation beating Stenerico. In 1936, as Brett submitted El Generico with the sharpshooters. Just Brett, his nickname was the Hitman, so it's fun that his finisher's a sharpshooter. It's clever, if you ask me. As Bret Hart with a 96, Kevin Steen with an 80, Generico with a 76, and Jim Neidhart with a 62. Jim Neidhart's come a long way. He's used to do like low 50s, kinda, and now he's doing low 60s, where it's just Bret Hart's just carrying him the whole time, but it's still a hell of a match. As an 81 for this Usos Young Bucks match, as there's no psychology in this match. It brings the match down a little bit, but the Usos pinning Matt and Nick Jackson, as Jimmy Uso pinned Matt Jackson with a Samoan drop, diving splash combo. It's a 79 for Nick Jackson, Matt Jackson with a 72, 65 for Jay Uso, and a 63 for Jimmy Uso. So again, an upset. An 83 for the Kings of Wrestling and a Ring Kampf match, as the Kings of Wrestling get the win, pinning Timothy Thatcher over a King's reign supreme over nearly everyone. As that 89 for Claudio, that's about how well he's been doing this whole time. He's a fucking savage. 80 for Voltaire, 70 for Timothy Thatcher, and 69 for Crusaders. So the right team won. I think that was right decision there. It's close though. It's basically tied, where you have an 89 to 80 and then a 69 to 70, so it's just kind of basically tied. But I feel like the right team won. It's an 82 for the Axis New Day matchup, as New Day get the win, as Kofi pinning Katsuhiko Nakajima with the Midnight Hour, because it's a new day. As Go Shiozaki with a 72. Kofi gets the Big E with the 69s, and Katsuhiko Nakajima with a 61. Hell yeah. So 76, I had a bad feeling this would happen, just because they would bump it down because it's so short, because we made this a high spots matchup. Probably shouldn't have done that, but that's no big deal. It's Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy taking the fall to the Phenomenal Angels, as AJ Styles pinning Matt Hardy with a Styles Clash. It's a 93 for Jeff, 83 for AJ Styles, 74 for Matt Hardy, a 68 for Christopher Daniels. Some fucking handicap matchup, as Edge and Christian defeat Dynamite Kid in 12 minutes, as Edge hits the downward spiral on Dynamite Kid. A 96 for Edge, 74 for Dynamite Kid, 73 for Christian. Good little handicap matchup. And then this matchup, Golden Lovers. Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi beating the Revival, as Kenny Omega pins Scott Dawson with a golden shower. With a golden shower means he's gonna piss on him.
Oh.
was waiting. I was waiting for what? There's Kenny Omega 94, Kota Ibushi with an 82. That's why there were 66. Scott Dawson 60. Nah, he's not really actually gonna piss on him. They just called it that.
I was gonna say, did he actually?
No,
Okay.
no. They would just
Could
do
somebody?
I mean, realistically speaking,
Yeah.
Sure, someone could piss on somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, people have shit in the ring before.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, when they-
On purpose?
Not on purpose.
Oh,
when they
you just
like
gotta
take,
go,
when they
gotta
take
go.
a bump and it upsets their little tummy and they shit their pants. Yeah.
But it's fake. How do you?
Well, yeah, still getting slammed around the ring.
Well, yeah,
that can
I
still
guess.
upset your little tummy. Or you getting another man jumping on your belly,
Yeah.
upset you.
Things could happen.
Yeah, it can happen. It's our main event. London and Kendrick defeating Lucha Brothers. And 20 minutes is Brian Kendrick, Spanky, pinning Pentagon Jr. with a sliced bread #2 into a shooting star press. Brian Kendrick with an 81. A 76 for Phoenix, 73 for Pentagon Jr. Paul London with a 72. I feel like the right team won there, just as far as ratings go. Pentagon Jr. was off his game, too. That definitely would have helped him. But yeah, all in all, a great show, if you ask me. We had our best match ever with a 90. Even though it was way the fuck down here. I had no faith in it. Probably should have put it way up here. But, yeah. Good shit. Good fucking shit, buddy. Now we're going to praise people. That's usually if someone's not happy with something, usually we just be like, hey, it's okay.
A little pat on the back.
Yeah, a little pat on the back. We can even give them a hug, too.
Wow.
Yeah, it's It's fun times. We're gonna give Bret Hart a hug. Just be like, thanks, pal. I was like, oh, we picked him twice. We're gonna give Jim Neidhart a hug. So there we go. There we go. Alright, that show's down. Now on to the National League. I don't know if you'll be joining me for the rest of these or not. Now she's shaking her head like, nope, I've had enough of this shit. So yeah, we'll catch you guys for that. So I got her back for this one, too. I feel like it was only fair that you get to randomly choose who wins in both leagues, just to make it fair. So we got some backstage incidents. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, it's a shit show. Let's see what happens. Shawn Michaels, the guy over here, was antagonizing Spike Dudley. So much of the fight broke out and they had to be pulled apart. As his employer, we now get to choose how to deal with Shawn Michaels. So no action, slap on the wrist, stern warning, or fine him. Yeah, oh yeah.
So he was egging on a bro.
Yeah.
And turned into a fight.
Yeah.
Let's give him a stern warning.
Stern warning. And so small negative impact upon Shawn Michaels, and the guy who got in the fight has called us soft.
Oh,
Hulk Hogan.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan.
Seen a lot of that guy.
Yeah, it's someone has seen his sex tape.
Yeah.
Giant hog.
Huge.
Huge. So Hulk Hogan has gotten a lot of heat with the rest of the locker room for his selfish behavior. Probably because that big dick's taking up all the room. What's his employer? We now have to choose how to deal with the situation. We fine him?
Has a scumbag personality?
Yeah. He did say the N-word.
Let's give him a fine.
A fine, yeah.
Gotta pay.
Yeah, because Brooke was dating a man of color, and he was recorded as saying, "Ha."
Oh no.
Yeah. Not good. As the Steiner brothers, Rick and Scott Steiner, caused an incident in where they antagonized Dusty Rhodes so much that the fight almost broke out. So, how are we going to deal with the Steiner brothers here?
Fight almost broke out?
Yeah.
Didn't happen.
Almost broke out.
I would say since a fight happened and we only gave a stern warning, maybe we should, slap on the wrist it.
Oh, slap on the wrist it. Alright. So, Dusty Rhodes called us soft for that. It's Eric Young and Chris Benoit. Probably the wrong guy to fight with, to be honest with you, as Eric Young almost got in a fight with Chris Benoit after he caused some damage to his rental car. So basically, Chris Benoit caused some damage to his rental car, and he refused to pay for it. How do we deal with Eric Young here? Actually, so Eric Young was the one who did that, who damaged the car. Luckily, Chris Benoit didn't murder him. We're just very lucky that didn't happen.
Let's fine him.
Fine him. Now we got Slimming Tension with us, as Chris Benoit was pleased by our decision.
Yeah.
James Storm and Dory Funk Jr. James Storm was being a jerk backstage, eventually threw a punch in Dory Funk Jr. It was a bad move, though, as he got beaten up at the result of it, so what should we do here? I felt like he's already learned his lesson.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
slap it on the wrist.
Yeah, a lot of people were happy about our decision, but Dory Funk still called us soft. As James Storm now is simmering tension with Dory Funk Jr. Demolition Crush. So he's gotten a lot of heat backstage because of his recent attitude. There's signs that could turn very bad if not handled soon. How should we do it?
Guess we should fine him?
Fine him. Fuck him. Cody Rhodes and The Undertaker. Cody Rhodes was brought before Wrestler's Court, so just basically if there's something going on in the locker room that needs handled, they go to Wrestler's Court. As accused of forgetting to shake another worker's hand when entering the locker room. That's so dumb, because we have about 140 people there. Let's just skip that. It was Giant Baba and Kenta Kobashi. Giant Baba has passed on his tips on microphone work to his protege, Kenta Kobashi. Probably did the same thing to Kawada. He did. Alright. Now, yeah, the National League's a shit show over here. There's been multiple fights on multiple shows, as you saw there. And, alright. Let's go. I will just go with the top and the bottom. I felt like that was easier the last time. So we got Giant Bob and Antonio Inoki taking on Keiji Muto and Masahiro Chono. Who's winning here?
We'll go with those guys.
Those guys over here. Antonio Inoki once fought Muhammad Ali in a boxer versus pro wrestler match.
Wow. Did he?
Oh no, it was a shit show. Antonio Inoki just laid on his back and threw up kicks at him. It was a disaster. So team on the right's winning.
Yeah.
All right. Keiji Muto and Masahiro Chono. Keiji Muto is going to pin Antonio Inoki. Fuck it. So that's already been done. Alright. Tananuki's extremely upset about it.
Sucks to suck.
Sucks to suck. As our next matchup, Bam Bam and Vader
Ooh.
taking on the Funk brothers of Terry Funk and Dory Funk Jr.
Both kind of fun names.
Yeah, they're both fucking awesome.
Yeah. Well, I like the little colors over
Oh,
here.
yeah, the little colors back there. Oh, yours truly made that.
Oh, wow. Well, we'll go with them.
I'm going with Bam Bam and Vader. They're right now the #1 team in the all-time tag league. They only lost once.
Well, that's why I made my decision
Yeah.
the way I made it.
That's why. You knew what's going on. You're following the product.
I'm up to date.
Alright. As next matchup, it is Demolition of Axe, and it's going to be Crush because Smash is hurt. So we gotta fix that. Yeah. Taking on Rob Van Dam and Sabu. Who's winning this one?
I mean, I like that their tongues are out.
Yeah.
It's a fun. They're kind of matchy-matchy.
Yeah, they're
So we'll
matchy-matchy.
have they'll win.
Oh, Demolition beating RVD and Sabu. Okay. So we're going to have Axe beat Sabu. Tough break. Tough break for Rob Van Dam and Sabu. As Demolition have only won one match going into the show. Yeah. As next matchup, it is the Holy Demon Army taking on Tenkoji of Holy Demon Army. Kiritani Toshiaki Kawada, Tenkoji, Satoshi Kojima, Naroshi Tenzan.
I mean, that name's pretty iconic.
Yeah, pretty iconic.
I'm going to go with them just based off the name.
Going off Holy Demon Army?
Yeah.
Probably regarded by many as the greatest tag team ever.
Wow.
Yeah, they're pretty fucking awesome. We're gonna have this show be in Japan, just because I'm seeing a lot of awesome matches that happen in Japan. I feel like I say that a lot with this. I'm just gonna back out of that. And going to Japan. Oh, I don't know why they always go to here. Budokan, as always. Hell yeah. Alright. So, the team of Chris Jericho and Big Show, known as Jericho, have taken on the Rock and Sock connection of The Rock and Mankind.
I mean, yeah, The Rock's gotta win.
The Rock's gotta win.
That name, it's The Rock.
Yeah. Probably one of the only people you know
Yeah.
from that you've seen today. Which makes sense. I don't know why I have it as storytelling. We don't need that, so I'll just have that be regular. Yeah. That's the right decision. The next matchup. It's the Miracle Vines connection of Terry Gordy and Dr. Death Steve Williams taking on the Brothers of Destruction, Kane and The Undertaker. You've seen these two wrestle.
Yeah.
You have.
I remember
WrestleMania
that.
14, yes.
We're gonna go with the Brothers of Destruction.
Oh, we're going with the Brothers of Destruction. As, Undertaker over Dr. Death. Whole thing sucked. As our next matchup, it is the APA, the Acolyte Protection Agency, taking on Dean Malenko and Chris Benoit.
Can I get some sort of information about anybody?
So, the APA, they had, their gimmick was they were basically a protection agency to where they had they would sit around and drink, and they would have a door. Just a door, though. And anyone would not go through that door. They would, like, they wouldn't acknowledge them, because they were just like, go through the door. Like, it was canon, like, they had to go through, because that was their office. It's pretty fun. Chris Benoit murdered his wife and son. So, yeah. Then killed himself.
Oh, boy.
The CTE. Real bad.
Oof.
Real bad. Dean Malenko, nice guy.
Well, we'll go with the team that doesn't have a killer.
Yeah, that's... Had a feeling. Had a feeling morality plays a huge part in the all-time tag league. As our next matchup, it is the Mega Powers of Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage taking on the world-class tag team of Jado and Ghetto.
Well, I feel like with such a big dick.
And those small Asian men.
Yeah. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah. Run in fear.
Yeah,
Fear
it's
for
the
your
only
life.
thing you can do.
Yeah. Hogan gets the win there. as the Midnight Express of Bobby Eaton and Dennis Condrey. I gotta change because it's got Stan Lane in there. Taking on the team of Stan Hansen and Bruiser Brody.
I like the matchy hair they have
Yeah.
going on, so I'm gonna go with them.
Going with the Midnight Express.
Fellow blondes.
Okay, Hansen and Brody. Okay. Bobby Eaton over Stan Hansen. Bruiser Brody famously murdered in a shower in Puerto Rico at a show.
Shower?
Yes, guy in Invader number 2.
What a way to go out.
Yeah. Certainly a way to go out. As our next matchup, the Nightmare Family, Cody Rhodes and Dustin Rhodes, taking on the Steiners. Frickin' Scott. That's kind of what we have, another actual brothers versus actual brothers match.
Oh. Let's go with the Brotherhood.
Oh,
I like that name.
Oh yeah, the Brotherhood. They're called the Nightmare Family because if injuries happen, if someone needs to be replaced, their father would wrestle in their place.
Yeah.
So I bet the Brotherhood getting the win over the Steiners. So I forget which one does better, if Dustin or Cody does better. I think Dustin usually does, which is weird because IRL, I think a lot of people would say. I don't know though. I feel like a lot of people would also say that Dustin may. Yeah, Dustin's probably better than Cody now I'm thinking about it. So our next matchup. It's the Outsiders of Kevin Nash and Scott Hall taking on Bad Intentions of Carl Anderson and Jean Bernard.
What a fun stash that guy has.
Oh, a fun stash. You kidding?
Yeah. I just like the name, Bad Intentions.
Yeah, fun name.
Seems fun.
Yeah, it's a fun name.
I feel like the Outsiders might be a little overused.
Yeah. Because the idea was they were from a different company, so they were like, oh, they're the Outsiders because they're not from here. Yeah.
I'm not amused.
Not amused. As well, Kevin Nash take the fall. Jean Bernard gonna get the win. Kevin Nash is pissed. Shocker, he's always pissed. So our next matchup, it's the Road Warriors of Road Warrior Animal and Road Warrior Hawk taking on Ken Kobashi and Mitsuha Misawa.
We'll do the Road Warriors.
Road Warriors, alright.
Looks like some good brothers.
Yeah, they are definitely good brothers. Road Warrior Hawk, probably one of the best brothers. There's a video of someone recording backstage footage of a show from like WCW, like the early 90s, and he is high on cocaine. He is on cloud 9. As next matchup, the Rockers taking on Strong Big Japan.
The name, the colors.
Yeah, they were pretty iconic. Late 80s, early 90s team.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels, Marty Jannetty. The Rockers getting the win. Shawn over Yuji Okabayashi. Yeah, iconic to say the least.
Oh, for sure.
I feel like a lot of these matches haven't been given a lot of time, so we're gonna change that with this match. Alright, and our next matchup. It is the Rock and Roll Express taking on the Two-Man Power Trip.
Some good names for both.
Some good names.
Ooh. I just really like the Rock and Roll Express. That's a fun name.
Fun name. You know Steve Austin, though. That's
I was gonna say.
That's another one you know.
Yeah. It's kind of big and scary.
Yeah.
I don't know how big those other guys are.
Not very big. No.
Well, maybe the Two-Man Power Trip.
Two-Man Power Trip is going to get the win.
Although a very funny name.
Yeah.
Sounds like a fun porn.
The Two-Man Power Trip. Yeah. Definitely should be the Two-Man Power Trip. As the Shield versus the Dudley Boys.
I mean, I'm gonna go with the Dudley Boys, which is fun. They look fun.
They're fun. They're fun. Because the gimmick
Bubba Ray.
Yeah, Bubba Ray and Devon. So the gimmick was that there was a Dad Dudley. I forget what his gimmick name was, but basically he was a wrestler in like the 70s or whatever, and he went around all the other territories and he got a lot of different women pregnant. So there was the Dudley family. There's Bubba, who had a stutter and was from like the South. He had Devon, who was like a preacher, kind of does a lot of preaching stuff. They had Dances with Dudleys. They had Big Dick Dudley. Yeah.
I feel confident in that
They had
choice.
Sign Guy Dudley. It was awesome. It's a whole family. I'm trying to think there. Oh, Snot Dudley, another
Ew.
one. Yeah. That's what, I think this is our last match. Yeah, it is. It's Violence Giants of Shuji Ishikawa and Shuwama taking on Beer Money Inc. of
Beer money?
Yeah, Beer Money Inc. Because James Storm's a bit of a drinker. Bobby Roode was like the businessman, so they're like, let's team up. Beer Money Inc.
I like both the names. I think they're creative.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with the Violence Giants.
Oh, Violence Giants
It
getting a
just
win.
feels like they would win.
Yeah, especially being in Japan. Feel like they could, and they could use it. Both teams kind of needed the win.
Mm-hmm.
James Storm's a little pissed. He hasn't really been performing well, so fuck him. That's what he gets. All right, so now we get to organize this mess here. So this is gonna be a really good match. I just know off the top of my head, this match probably not so much. We're gonna put that down here. Tengoji and Holy Demon Army match might be the main event. Well, we're just gonna go ahead and slide that there. This Jericho Rock and Sock Connection match is probably going to do okay. Same thing with that. So, APA Malenko's and Benoit match is probably going to do pretty well. That's going to do pretty well. It's going to do alright. I'm actually kind of liking everything I'm seeing. So, for Road Warriors, this match can go a little higher. About right here. So, yeah. Yeah. And then we can put this... That might be a little too high, actually. We'll put that right here. Okay. So now, let's look at our booking analysis page. Oh, we gotta do a Steal the Show and a technical masterclass match, and then we'll be all set. So our Steal the Show. We'll just have it be this. Just... Because we know... Because Steve Austin's been doing really well in these, so we feel like he's probably gonna do his part and carry this one. Tactical Masterclass, on the other hand, I have no idea what it's going to be. Maybe this Baba Inoki Muto Chono match? Sure.
Sure.
Sure, that can do it. Yeah, Baba Inoki, sure. Still pissed. What's going on? Oh yeah, the pre-show booking thing. Alright. So, we'll back into that. Let's run the show. As Violence Giants taking on Beer Money. As the Violence Giants... Pinning as Suwama hits the last mount on James Storm. 61 for Shuji Ishikawa to 52 for Suwama. 47 for Bobby Roode and 41 for James Storm. Right team won. Hell yeah. Good stuff there. As a 50 for this matchup, yeah. Yeah, I saw that one coming.
Well, lower numbers than last time.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that is the theme. That is the theme. As Demolition get the win over RVD and Sabu as Axe pins Sabu with the decapitation elbow. Pretty fun. They sit the guy on one of the guys would have him like on a knee, like press, like kind of prone, and the other guy jumps off the middle rope with an elbow. Pretty fun. Pretty fun finish. A 57 for the Shield Dudley Boys matchup. This would be a match if we did this in America. This show, this probably would have done a little bit better, but because it wasn't, Dudley Boys usually get about a 60-70 rating, whereas here in Japan they're going to get about 50-52. But that's not too bad, as Bubba Ray Dudley gets the win for the Dudley Boys with the 3D, the Dudley Death Drop.
Oh, how fun.
Yeah, fun. Fun little tag match. The Rock and Roll Express take the fall from the two-man power trip as Austin pinning Robert Gibson with a stunner. 13 minutes. Austin with a 72, 57 for Triple H, and 44 for Ricky, and 40 for Robert Gibson. And he got the crowd buzzing. As Bad Intentions and the Outsiders match. The Outsiders are just god-awful in Japan. As 58s from Bernard and Carl Anderson, a 49 for Scott Hall, and a 44 for Kevin Nash. I got a 56, a 58 for the Steiners Brotherhood matchup. The Nightmare Family, they're getting a nice little win there. As Dustin Rhodes pinning Rick Steiner. Must not have his finish, as Scott Steiner with a 66, a 59 for Rick. 41 for Dustin Rhodes, and a 37 for Cody Rhodes. Yeah, major upset there. The Steiners were the second best team in the all-time tag league going into the show.
Oops.
Oops is right. As a 73 for the Hanson and Brody Midnight Express matchup. Hanson and Brody doing their part, but it doesn't matter because we have another upset with the Midnight Express beating Hanson and Brody as Bobby Eaton pinning Stan Hanson with the rocket launcher.
Oh my god.
not a shoot rocket launcher. As the Road Warriors defeating Kento Kobashi Mitsuha Misawa, as the Road Warriors hitting the Doomsday device on Mitsuha Misawa as an 88 for Mitsuha Misawa, an 89 for Kento Kobashi, a 68 for Road Warrior Animal, a 59 for Hawk, as Misawa has a minor concussion. That's not good for the Kobashi Misawa team. As looks like there was some heat backstage, cause Hawk is... Misawa's a little upset that Hawk probably hurt him because he felt like it was a mistake happened that caused his injury.
Oh boy.
As the Mega Powers beating the World Class Tag Team as Hulk Hogan pinning Jada with a big boot and that leg drop. Just, yeah. That's how you sum that up. As a 64 for the APA Malenko Brothers matchup, as the APA beat Dean Malenko with an aided power bomb. 12-14, a 67 for Benoit, 60 for Malenko, 59 for Bradshaw, 47 for Ron Simmons. It's a 69 for the Miracle Violence Connection and the Brothers of Destruction match, as The Undertaker pinning Steve Williams after the double choke slam, a 78 for Terry Gordy, 61 for Dr. Death, a 54 for The Undertaker, and a 48 for Kane. Tough. As a 71 for the Rockers Strong Big Japan match, as the Rockers getting the win, as Shawn Michaels pinning Yuji Okabayashi with a rocker plex. 20 minutes, as Daisuke with a 65, Yuji Okabayashi with a 64, 63 for Shawn Michaels, and a 43 for Marty Jannetty. It's a 72 for the Rock and Sock Connection Jericho match, as The Rock pinning Chris Jericho after a double people's elbow. Mankind with a 74, The Rock with a 70, 57s for Big Show and Jericho. It's a 67. I'm surprised this match... Oh, Dory Funk Jr. shit in the bed, as Bam Bam and Vader beating the Funks, as Vader hitting the Vader bomb on Dory Funk Jr. As Vader with a 75, 71 for Terry Funk, 64 for Bam Bam, and 48 for Dory Funk Jr. It's a 63. That's not going well at all. As Baba Inoki and taking on Kaijimoto and Masahiro Chono, as Kaijimoto pinning Antonio Inoki with a shining impact of 71 for Inoki, 72 for Kaijimoto, Masahiro Chono with a 67 and 62 for Giant Baba. So the right team won. Technical Masterclass maybe wasn't the right call, but we had to do it somewhere. Just went with this, just because. Really, as a 79 for our main event, as it's the Holy Demon Army taking on Dengoji, as Toshiaki Kawada pinning Satoshi Kojima with the Powerbomb Nodao Otashi combination. It's an 88 for Toshiaki Kawada, a 78 for Akira Taue, 74 for Hiroshi Tenzan, and a 67 for Satoshi Kojima. And that is your National League, a 76. We didn't gain any pop. Yes, that's about what happens with the National League. We don't... I think there hasn't been any National League match that hasn't been above an 80. I don't think. Definitely not above an 85. So, I'm trying to think. Who should we praise here? Who's getting some love? We'll let you decide. It's a lot of names.
So many names.
Yeah, it's a lot of names, a lot of options.
Slow down, I can't read.
Oh, so slowing down.
Okay, go to the next.
Next page.
Let's praise Bubba.
Oh, we're praising Bubba.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Wait, no. Can we give him a hug?
Oh, yeah, we can give Bubba Ray a hug. Yeah. Let's go on back up to the B's.
Okay. Keep going.
Keep going.
Big Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan. What are we doing to Hulk Hogan? We're saying, where's the hog at? Just crotch grabbing.
No, let's give him a compliment on a good performance.
Oh yeah, wink, wink,
wink
nudge, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. There.
I should have worn my glasses.
My glasses.
Okay, keep going down. Keep going. There was some guy with the last name of Anderson somewhere.
Oh, Carl Anderson.
Yeah.
Told they're awesome, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Seem pleased. A lot of pleased people tonight.
Wink, wink.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. As we got 4 shows left now. This episode we've had a run-in appearance from the Big Titty Buffoon, the Big Titty Bandit, Mrs. Marvelous herself, Madison.
If you will.
Madison Marvelous, Double M as we call him.
Mad Dog.
Mad Dog. Mad Dog. The woman with so many nicknames here.
So many.
Yeah. I'm gonna sign off for the people.
Later, alligators.
That's alright. Now it's back to our normal scheduled programming with just me. I know it's going to be a bit of a letdown after some high quality entertainment as we Misawa is still going to be here, it looks like, for next week. For not next week, the next show at the National League. But Demolition Smash still out, as is David Boy Smith's out as well still. So we got some backstage instance as Jeff Hardy turned up so high on soft drugs that everybody sent home he is in no condition to work. Wow. That's bad. As, yeah. Guess we gotta find him. Because we can't send him to rehab and we can't suspend him. Because we gotta use him. As, wow. And then incident with Wrestler's Court with Charlie Haas as accused. He was brought before Wrestler's Court, accused of being an hour late to pick up his assigned travel partner. Judge Arn Anderson found him guilty and sends him to pay for his travel partner's meals for the next 3 shows. Alright. So, looks like it's going to be the Hardy Boys 1-on-2 at least. Against, oh boy. Yeah, they're not even, I don't even see the Hardy Boys on the pre-show thing anymore. Oh, no, I am. I just can't fucking see. Let's see if it lets me book it. Yeah, well, alright. Looks like we got now Matt Hardy taking on one half of, or not one half, all of Los Gringos Locos. So, wild. That is, wow. Can't believe just shooting themselves in the foot with this one. So, we'll give him 18 minutes. Eddie's gonna win. Man, poor the fucking Hardy Boys. They lose last week, and now they're losing here. And they were sitting very, very prime spot. And all that for nothing now. Tough. It's a tough way to go about it. I don't know why I'm in this screen. There we go. As DIY and Axis. That's 18 minutes as Go Shiozaki gonna pin Johnny Gargano. Harlem Meat and Kenta Fuji. We're gonna have Kenta Fuji get the win here. Kenta Stevie Ray. Kings of Wrestling and Doyoshi. What a match this would be if it wasn't for Naruki Doi being hurt. So, audio with Naruki Doi. It's Conan and Rey Mysterio Jr. versus the Golden Lovers. Heather set for Steal the Show. There's Omega. Conan. That's going to be a banger of a match, though. Latin American Exchange, Edge and Christian. Obviously, Edge and Christian. They were going to give Christian the win this time. We feel like we've been giving it a lot to Edge. So let's do that. Los Gringos. Oh, yeah. I was about to say Los Gringos. I was like, we already did that. Lucha Brothers and the world's greatest tag team. So we have that for Steal the Show as well. Let's not do that. Let's give them some time and let them work their magic. So we're going to give this win to Phoenix. Chad Haas. Minutes. As Ring Conf and Arn and Tully. What a match this is. Really, really enjoying this. We're not making this a wild brawl. We don't need it to be a wild brawl, so fuck it. And, man, I really want to give it to Ring Conf. Really, really do. Yeah, let's do it. Let's give it to Volter over Tully Blanchard. That's a big time win. Big time win. Stenerico against the Young Bucks. Another great match here. Let's give him a little bit more than 20. Let's give him 23 minutes. As we're going to give them the win. We're going to give Stenerico a nice big, a big win here. As Kevin Steen. Felt like Kevin Steen and El Generico have been doing a tremendous job so far. As Generation Next against the American Wolves. You know what? Let's give him a win. Eddie Edwards, you hit a 60 last time. We're going to reward you with a win. How about that? Find no more winless teams in the all-time tag league. So Jack Evans was unhappy about the booking of this match. It looked like he was about to planning to complain, and he had to change it right after noticing the intimidating sight of David Richards cracking his knuckles. It's the Briscoe brothers and London and Kendrick. As we're going to give Paul London the win over the Briscoes. Mark Briscoe. 19 minutes. There's going to be a handicap match. Bulldogs and the Usos. We'll just skip to that. As later on, it's the Eliminators and the Red Dragon. Kyle O'Reilly. Gonna get the win there for over the Eliminators. New Day, Jinsei Shinzaki and Hayabusa. As I think Hayabusa's healthy though now, so that's good. But Big E's gonna get the win there. Phenomenal Angels, the Motor City Machine Guns. What a match this will be. Yeah, that ain't gonna be steal the show. That's gonna be a fucking banger though. As we give it to the guns there. Motor City Machine Guns gonna get the win. Slow build it. As the Revival and the Heart Foundation. There should be a hell of a matchup in its as well. Heart Foundation gonna get the win. And then we're gonna make that handicap match. That'll be all set. As far as then we gotta rearrange the card one time. But other than that, we're pretty much set. Usos. Dynamite Kid. We're gonna give Dynamite Kid the win here. As Dynamite is gonna beat the Usos. So, oh, we are 1 minute off our time. Let's just bottom. And let's bump this down to maybe not. Yeah, let's bump down to at least 16. Yeah, we don't need, like, that's just weird. We're gonna have an 18-minute handicap match, but that's what it is. Nick Patrick and Corey Guerrero are both overly booked. As we'll just, first of all, change this card around. Swapping that with that. Putting this here. DIY, yeah, I mean, that's gonna be probably way down the card. As we're gonna have the Revival Heart Foundation probably be the main. This is probably gonna be the co-main actually. We'll put it here. Actually, and bump this up. Actually, we're just gonna swap that with that. Yeah. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Liking what I'm seeing as far as the card goes. As actually the Wolves are probably going to open. Yeah, we'll have this be the opener, actually. Yeah. Alright. Now we'll Gory Guerrero and Nick Patrick change. So Nick Patrick change for Kyo Iwata. Yep, the intimidation thing again. Dynamite Kid and the Usos. No, it's Gory. It's Gory Guerrero. Just want to double check. Yeah, it was Gory. Gory and Nick Patrick. Nope. Not there. Eliminators Red Dragon. Nick Patrick. And Gory Guerrero. So we'll go back up top now. Gory. Holy. I'll have there. Is that not it? Wow, really? Shocked. Yeah, Nick Patrick's still too much. It's Conan Rey Mysterio going out. Briscoe Brothers, London and Kendrick. Come on, there it is. Tommy Young. That's gotta be it now. Yeah. Alright, hell of a card. Hell of a card. So yeah, we get an 80 out of this match. Wow. Generation Next fucking killed that. Oh my god, I was not ready for that, as Jack Evans and Roderick Strong just, I don't know what, I mean, I felt like they just flipped a switch completely. I feel really bad because really America Will still should have lost, but yeah. But an 80 though for the opener. Eddie Edwards pinning Roderick Strong with a force of nature. Dynamite Kid beats the Uso brothers, just the Usos. Dynamite Kid pinning Jimmy Uso there. That gets an 81 as New Day, Hayabusa Jinsei Shinzaki as Big E, best guy in the match, beating Jinsei Shinzaki with a Midnight Hour. That also gets an 80. A 79 for the Eliminators Red Dragon match as Kyle O'Reilly with a 76. Perry Samuel with a 72. 60 for Bobby Fish and John Connors with 57. Right team winning there. Chasing the Dragon in 13:04. It's an 82 for the Harlem Heat Kenta Fuji matches. Kenta with an 80. 68 for Naomi Jamal Fuji. 70 for Booker T. And a 70 for Stevie Ray. Almost, Naomi Jamal Fuji's almost outperforming Booker T at this point. It's an 81 for the Los Gringos Locos. Hardy Boys is supposed to be a match, but Los Gringos Locos getting the win as Eddie Guerrero with a 94. Matt Hardy with a 73. Art Bar with a 51 there. As an 81 again, as the Lucha Brothers World's Greatest Tag Team, as Lucha Brothers getting the win. Pentagon Jr. with a 79, 73 for Phoenix, 77 for Shelton Benjamin, and a 63 for Charlie Haas. So yeah, the right team winning there as well. Lucha Brothers doing a hell of a job. So 79 for the LAX Edge and Christian match as well. Edge off his game. It doesn't really matter though, as Christian with an 81, he stepped up his game. As pinning Santana with a stack superplex there. As a 74 for the KO Kings of Wrestling Doyoshi match in this technical masterclass where Claudio Castagnoli with a 92. Unbelievable. Hero with a 72. 66 for Yoshihino. 51 for Nurkidoya as that injury playing a big part in that one as the Briscoe brothers in London and Kendrick as Paul London pinning Mark Briscoe after he sliced bread number 2 shooting star press combo. 76 for Spanky, 75 for London, 69 for Jay Briscoe, and 65 for Mark Briscoe. 75 for the DIY Axis match where Go Shizaki pinning Johnny Gargano with the Go Flasher, 69 for Go. 63 for Katsuhiko Nakajima, 63 also for Ciampa, 64 for Gargano. Good stuff there. 78 as Rey Mysterio Jr. and Kenny Omega both hit 90s. Ibushi with a 78. Conan with a 55. Some great stuff there as Kenny Omega debuted a spectacular new high spot that showcases his air ability. His psychology will be helped by being able to use it as a go-to spot in the future. Hell yeah, it's an 88 for the Ring Conf Arn and Tully match. Dear God. As Walter and Timothy Thatcher, Ring Conf upsetting Arn and Tully. As Walter with a 78. 76 for Tully Blanchard. 71 for Timothy Thatcher. And a 92 from Arn Anderson, who did a tremendous job getting that 88. As an 85 for the Phenomenal Angels Motor City Machine Guns matchup as the Guns beating Phenomenal Angels in 1931 as Alex Shelley pinning Christopher Daniels with the Made in Detroit. 85 for Alex Shelley. 83 for AJ Styles. 78 for Chris Sabin. 73 for Christopher Daniels. That gets an 85. That's nuts. As an 82 for the Young Bucks Generico matchup. As I'm shocked, honestly. I thought this was going to do a lot better. But here we are, as Generico beating Young Bucks in 23 minutes. As Steen pinning Nick Jackson with a package pile driver. Should have known better. Should have known better on that one. As a 74 in the main event. Man, Brett tried all he could. He could not carry this one. As the Hart Foundation defeating the Revival in just under 20 minutes as Bret Hart submitting Scott Dawson with a sharpshooter. Man, oh man. Would have loved to have the Ring Conf on Tarly match as the main. That's just kind of the way she goes, as should the Guns even, you know. But like, we probably, yeah, I mean, hindsight being what it is, should have known better that nobody but Bret Hart would have been able to do anything above a 70. So I really was just banging on Bret, where all these two matches specifically, I knew everybody in it was going to do at least a 70 or higher. That's just bad booking on my part. But a 77 still a good little. Man, who to put over now? I think we should, give some love to some other people that haven't been getting any really praise. As we're gonna give it to some Rey Mysterio Jr. there. Just gonna give it to some Omega, and then we're gonna give some love to Christian. Feel like he's come a good way here. It's crazy about Jack Evans and Roderick Strong, though. I still can't believe they did mid-70s. All right. As now they have only one more show. Now we're going on to the Week 11 National League show. I'm sure it will be a shit show like all others are. As, my God. As, that is tough. Tough. Alright. As, can't wait to see all these backstage incidents. Crush and Stu Hart. Being obnoxious to click a Demolition Crush, Randy Savage and Antonio Inoki provoked Stu Hart into a heated argument. Stern warning to everybody involved. As the fucking the Nightmare family were being jerks backstage, first provoking, then physically assaulting Chris Harris, which led to a fight which had to be broken up by others. Fines though. Triple H and Rick Steiner was antagonizing Triple H as a fight almost broke out. As a fight did break out, and they had to be pulled apart. Stern warning. There is Hogan and The Undertaker. Hogan was brought before wrestler's court, accused of being absorbed by his phone when he should have been paying attention to a locker room meeting. The judge, The Undertaker, found him guilty and sends him to buy a beer crate of beer for the locker room. There is positive impact for him as Dustin Rhodes was brought before wrestler's court, accused of making a mess of backstage and not cleaning it up, annoying everyone else. The judge, The Undertaker, found him guilty and sends him to clean up, then buy drinks for everyone after the show. And another one, as I accuse of moaning about stuff all the time and bumming everyone else. Well, way to go, Dennis Condrey. They tell him to shut up and go out there and drink, you fuck. Well, at least a lot of that stuff was positive, though. At least we got that going for us. Hopefully we can have this show be in America. I think that's what, should happen here. We've had a lot of shows in Japan. Maybe a change of scenery could be nice for the guys. So, Bad Intentions and the Nightmare family. As both teams who got a win over in Japan. I think we're going to give this win to... Let's just kind of see how they were doing in America. I kind of already forget. It's kind of wild. We did back-to-back shows in Japan so far. See this RVD Sabu match. So yeah, Cody. Yeah, they did 47-55. Yeah, we can skip the Carl Anderson. As you get the win there. Bad Intentions. Cody being upset. Fuck it. Beer Money in the APA. Two teams that are just perfect for each other. So we're gonna give that one to the APA here. So they get the win. Brothers Destruction against Bam Bam and Vader. Man, this is perfect right here. Too bad, really, The Undertaker's really gotten worse over the upcoming weeks we've seen. Let's just look at the match history. He's doing an 80 and a 76. I think at this Holy Demon Army show, yeah, he did a 73 and Kane did a 64. It's Bam Bam and Vader. They lost once, as we all know. That's kind of crazy how well their fucking pop has gotten. It's Bam Bam and Vader. They've only lost to one team, and that was Hanson and Brody. They haven't had a match that's above an 81. They've had a couple of good matches here. At least a two-man power trip, where it's kind of a... It's going to be tough, but I think we're going to have them win again. They've been a hell of a team so far. It's Hanson and Brody against Jericho. As, gonna give, that one. Oh yeah, we already have that to Hanson and Brody. Alright. Well, that was weird. We already just determined that. I was like, yeah, that'll work. So, slow build for this one. Give it 19 minutes. Jericho's pissed. Look at the Holy Demon Army and the World Class Tag Team, obviously. Yeah, we already had that set in stone. Kobashi Masao against the Miracle Violence Connection. As, Masao Kobashi, they did lose in Japan. So did the Miracle Violence Connection, though. It's going to be a tough one, but I think they should win, as we're going to have Terry Gordy get the win for the Miracle Violence Connection. Oh yeah, Masao was injured, that's right, so we got to change that. Add that to a handicap match. I'm glad we went with that. That's fucking wild that we have Savage beating the Malenko Malenko. I think we're gonna change that. I think we're gonna have Dean beat Hogan. Fuck it. Yeah. Muto and Chono. Rock and Roll Express. Let's give the Muto and Chono there. Gaiji Muto. Gibson's Best. Fuck it. RVD and Sabu against the Rock and Sock Connection. They sadly lost last week, and now they're going to lose again. As Rock is going to beat Sabu. Strong Big Japan and Violence Giants. As, yeah, this is going along as hell. We're going to have Daisuke get the win. Tenkoji and the Road Warriors. And we're going to have the Road Warriors get this one. Animal getting the win there. Dudley Boys and Demolition. Which, that's going to obviously be changed to the other Demolition. Which they got their undeserved win. As, I mean, yeah, that's gonna get changed. We're gonna make that just a 10-minute match as All Out. As the Funks and Bob and Inoki. Gonna have the Funks get the win here. Dairy Funk, God bless them. It's the Outsiders and the Rockers. Might have that one be a technical masterclass. Actually, it's the Rockers. We have Kevin Nash beating Marty Jannetty. Kind of probably the wrong decision, to be honest, but we'll keep it as that. Steiner's in the Shield. Yeah, we're going to give this one to Scotty. There. And then the two-man power trip of the Midnight Express. With the two-man power trip getting that one. Yeah, and we'll have Austin get the win there. Alright, now we gotta add that handicap matchup. And then I think we'll... obviously you have to rearrange the show and whatnot, but I think we're ready to go. As far as anything that, I'm sure we'll have to change. Like a lot of different other shit. There's Kobashi. Against the Miracle Violence Connection. 12 minutes could work. So, Terry Gordy. Well, have him steal the show. Fuck it. Just so I know we have that on the show at least. As the booking analysis has Tommy Young being worked too much. As I might turn the Strong Big Japan Violence Giants match down a whole lot. Yeah, we might just have that be an all-out fucking 10-minute, 12-minute match. Just to make that a little easier on everything. See if that did it. Yeah, and we still need a technical masterclass, which I think we're gonna have this match be it. Funks against Bob and Inoki. Technical masterclass. Cool. And so we're gonna put this there. We're gonna take Holy Demon Army in the War Class. Tag team down there. Muto Chono. Put that down there. Two-man power trip in the Midnight Express. We'll keep that there. Shield and the Steiners. We can bump up a little bit. Bump up to about right here. Dudley's Demolition can stay there. And everything else can stay there. We're going to bump this down, actually. Down to here. Alright. And now we're just going to change Tommy Young's performance. He's far too much. Bad Intentions in the Nightmare Family will not be the main event. I just now saw that. As, yeah, there's going to be a lot of these matches that will not be the main. Yeah, that's going there. That's going about right here. That could be a good main event, I guess. It's just so funny how badly this National League has gotten out of hand. Oh yeah, I think that'll do it. There's Hanson, Brody, Jericho, Tommy Young. There we go. Mickey J. See if that one match did it. I'm assuming it didn't. Yep. Slightly too much. See if he's the strong Big Japan Finals Champions match. He is. Called it. That should be it though. Yeah. All right. So in the show. As the Holy Demon Army and the World Class Tag Team, as Holy Demon Army getting the win, 67 for Kawada, 54 for Taue. Taue pinning Jado with a powerbomb. Dao Tashi combination there. 62 for the Muto Chono Rock and Roll Express matches. Kaiji Muto with a 48, or with a 65 rather, 48 for Chono. 48 for Ricky Morton, and 44 for Robert Gibson as the Shining Impact getting the win for Kaiji Muto. That got a 62, a 35. Oof, yeah, just two teams that are not over. Obviously, it's Japan that goes a little differently, but it's alright. I figured we'd keep it here in the States as Daisuke pinning Shuja Ishikawa with a frog splash. As we got a strained bicep from Daisuke Sakamoto. That's tough. A 58 for Bad Intentions in the Brotherhood. This Brotherhood losing to Bad Intentions as Carl Anderson submitting Kudo with a Boston Crab. He doesn't have the gun stun? What the fuck? I have to change that. As Beer Money Inc. and the APAs. The APA getting the win as Bradshaw pinning James Storm for the 8 powerbomb. 65 for Bradshaw. 58 for Ron Simmons. 52 for Bobby Roode. And 42 for James Storm. So 64 for the Kobashi Miracle Vines Connection matches. He actually outperformed both of them. He could have got this win. Terry Gordy, though, pinning Kenta Kobashi in 11:35, though. That got a 64. So 65 for the two-man power trip and the Midnight Expresses. We got a shatter need for Bobby Eaton. Tough. It's Bobby Eaton and Dennis Condrey. Tough deal. As now we're going to have Dennis Condrey and Stan Lane. Steve Austin with an 80, 73 for Triple H. It's a stunner for over Dennis Condrey in 13:31. It's a 72 for the Outsiders and Rockers matches. The Rockers, basically, yeah, they outperformed. They outperformed the Outsiders as, the wrong team won that one. That Jackknife Powerbomb on Marty Jannetty in 12 minutes. For a 72, a 63 for the Dudley Boys Demolition match. Crush was the shits in. Yep, it was 3D on Demolition Axe in 10:05. Bubba Ray the 70, 67 for Devon, 46 for Axe, 36 for Crush. 73 for the Tenkoji Road Warriors matches. Yeah, there's the Road Warriors. Killing it there. 78 for Road Warrior Animal, 72 for Hawk, 52 for Tenzan, 45 for Kojima as the Flying Shoulder Tackle gets the win. For that one is the 82. It's Mankind and The Rock with 80s as they beat Sabu and they hit the rock bottom on Sabu in 22:48. Yeah, it's a 69 for the Malenko Brothers Mecha Powers matches. Yeah, the right team won, as I'm glad I made the switch. As Hogan and Savage, Hogan with a 63, Malenko with a 64, 67 for Benoit, and a 59 to Randy Savage. What a goddamn shame. A 72 for the Steiners Shield match, as the Steiners getting the win, as Scott Steiner submitting Seth Rollins with a Steiner recliner. 75 for Scotty, 67 for Seth Rollins, 64 for Rick Steiner, 50, and a 57 for Roman. A 55 for this Technical Masterclass match. Yeah, just, it shouldn't have been done, but we had to do it. Something had to be the Technical Masterclass match. A 63 for the Hanson Brody Jericho match. Bruiser Brody, Chris Jericho, as it's a running knee drop in 1910. For that one, as a 68 for Jericho, 65 for Stan Hansen, 65 for Big Show, and 63 for Bruiser Brody. So I got a 63. Another 63 in our main event. This show went to shit in a hurry. As Vader and Bam Bam defeating the Brothers of Destruction. 78 for Vader, 77 for Bam Bam, 67 for The Undertaker, and a 65 for Kane. Oof is right. As a 67, we somehow didn't result in any pop change. It's so funny how bad this National League is. Dear God. As now we got our final two shows to deal with. As Rock, Mankind, and Shawn Michaels. So works for me. Kenta Kobashi, God bless him. Just doing his part, even in America. As now we got our final Premier League and final National League show this episode. We know the Premier League's going to do its thing, but the National League, I'm hoping for at least a 70 or something. We need to stop being so bad for the National League. It kind of makes me want to either change the product to make it no style, so there doesn't have to be a technical masterclass, because there's just nobody like Kobashi and Malenko and Benoit can do it. Like, those two teams really can. No other team really can, as far as consistently. So if we do like a no style, where we just have to pick 3 different styles, we'll have to make angles, which would suck. But it's kind of something I'm considering. But at this point, though, where we've already made our bed, we might as well lay in it. We have our product. I feel like it would be unfair, anyways, to be judging 2 different leagues where it's kind of at the end of the day, it'd be under one final banner. Would definitely suck. But yeah, we'll catch you guys for that Premier League. That's alright. Let's see how this final Premier League show does on this episode. So kind of a crazy thing that we're going to have to think about in the future here. As I'm trying to get to, there we go, get to our mail. So Steve Austin kind of forgot that they would be able to, be offered like movies. So he's going to be filming that in 3 months. So basically, once August comes around, he'll be gone. So that's going to be something that I didn't really factor in. Hopefully that doesn't happen for a lot more people, like Rock or something like that. That would suck. Oh yeah, 2 months and 3 weeks to be exactly. So that's going to be tough. As you see here, we've actually gained size a good bit. I want to say that we've done it twice now in this recording. Let's see if I can scroll down and find. Yeah, we went from large to Titanic in about. Yeah, we went from medium to large, and then large to fucking Titanic. It's just nuts. Wow. That was alright. I don't think we had any backstage incidents. I hope we didn't. Okay, we didn't. Perfect. So, opener. Harlem Heat. American Wolves works out perfectly how that was the first match. I saw Booker T's going to get the win for Harlem Heat there. Axis and the Phenomenal Angels. This should be a really good match. We have this as a technical masterclass. That might change, but for the time being, we're going to have AJ get the win over Nakajima. But AJ Styles against any of these 2 guys have been awesome to see. Doyoshi, Ringkampf, as 10 minutes. We're going to have Falter beat Doi. Ringkampf's doing a great job. Doing a great job early as Edge and Christian taking on Jack Evans and Roderick Strong. We already know what happens there, but this should be a great match. They've had some great chemistry, or not really great chemistry, just some great rise in how well they've done as Generation Next. So we'll slow build that one. That could be a main event. Very well, could be a Shinsei Shinzaki and Hayabusa against DIY. DIY is going to get the, actually, let's give it to Hayabusa and Jinsei Shinzaki. Let's give it to Jinsei. Jinsei over Gargano. Kenta Fuji and New Day. This is going to be a tough one. But I think we're going to give it to Kenta Fuji as Kenta over Kofi. LAX and the Usos. Ooh, this is going to be a tough one. Yeah, I feel like the Usos do a little bit better. We're going to give it to them. London and Kendrick and the Eliminators. Going to give it to London and Kendrick. So they're 3-0 so far, at least for this recording. Or I think they were maybe 4-0. They might have won all their matches. Let's take a quick look. Yeah, they lost the Phenomenal Angels match. Other than that, I mean, they're 7-4. They're keeping it going. Doing some great stuff. Motor City Machine Guns and Los Gringos Locos. So we're going to give that to the Guns. Shelly's going to beat our bar. Oh, no. Again, seeing Alex Shelley and Eddie Guerrero in the same ring would have been fantastic. Red Dragon and Kings of Wrestling. This is a Technical Masterclass 2. Let's change that. And Kings of Wrestling getting the win. Stenerico and, what should be, I think Davy's back, so it should be Stenerico and the Bulldogs. It is, as, we have this one to Stenerico, El Generico, Davey Boy Smith. It's been a hot minute since we've seen Davey Boy, as I click on Dynamite Kid's picture. Next, there we go. It's been a hot minute since we've seen Davey Boy Smith. It's, week 7. And when he beats Hayabusa and Jinsei Shinzaki, they did 78 and 80 last time, so it's still close. But feel like this should be... This is where we're going with. The Golden Lovers and Arn and Tully. Man, this is the main event right here. This is it. And what a banger of a match this is. Arn and Tully, who I think are 6 and 8 and 3 now. So they're 8 and 3. They've lost 3 now. The Golden Lovers have, I believe they have won. They're 9 and 2. My opinion, I'm going to give it to Arn and Tully. Arn Anderson's going to be Kota Ibushi, but this could have went either way, to be honest. It was a hell of a match. It's the Hardy Boys and the Lucha Brothers. So we have this as a high spot match. We're just going to not have that as a high spot match. We're going to give this the time I think it deserves. And we're going to have, even though Jeff showed up high as hell at the last show, I think they're going to bounce back and get a win. Again, that's another match I would just love to see. Prime Hardy Boys against the Lucha Brothers would be nuts. Hard Foundation against Conan and Rey Mysterio Jr. Weirdly enough, we're going to give it to the Filthy Animals. As we're going to have Rey Mysterio Jr. beat Jim Neidhart. Just to give them an upset kind of win. So Rey Mysterio, Jim Neidhart. But that's a hell of a match, though. Corey Guerrero. Surprised we haven't went over the time yet. Just because we've had a lot of matches go 20 minutes. So yeah, we'll keep this a 16-minute match. Have the Bucks get the win. And then the Briscoes and the World's Greatest Tag Team. So we're going to give that to the World's Greatest Tag Team. With Shelton beating Jay Briscoe. Wow, yeah, we did. Oh, we nailed it. Let's put that there. Golden Lovers Arn Tully is going to be penciled in as the main. So, let's see. Swap that. Let's actually bump it down, bump it up a little bit. This could be that. Here. And then there's a lot of great matches on this card. Cesaric on the Bulldogs we can put right there. Red Dragon, Kings of Wrestling, put right there. Man, I mean, there's just match after match after match. I'm just like, that's a great match. That's a great match. It's just so much. Let's try to change the venue. We haven't changed the venue a whole lot just because everything's kind of been oversaturated here in the tri-state area. Let's go to the Great Lakes. Just, we haven't been there since week 2. Alright, we can go somewhere we have never been to. Been there. We haven't not been to the Midwest. There's let's see here. Let's go to the let's go to here. Let's go to the Sports Center in Lincoln, Nebraska. Let's take a look at our booking analysis, which Corey Guerrero has completely overbooked. He's just a nightmare of, he's probably just booked everywhere. This road agency, oh well, he's not booked in that first match. Yeah, let's have Arn Anderson. No, that's an only Anderson match. Oh, I clicked the same goddamn match. Revival in the Bucks. Corey Guerrero match. That'd be Conan. Let's go up top. Let's see if Golden Lovers. Yep. Let's do a heart. That's about 3 of them. Yeah, that's probably it. Oh, that man turned green. Man, how many minutes have we seen that? As a match gets to 73, the Wolves taking on Harlem Heat. Harlem Heat get the win as they beat Davey Richards and company as Booker T with the scissors kick in 12:26. So there's the Wolves doing their thing with some low 60s, but as Booker T with a 69. So the right team lost, if you're looking at that as just a combo, but Booker T at least had the better performance of the two. So 79 for the world's greatest tag team, Briscoe Brothers match is Shelton Benjamin with an 84, really head and shoulders above everybody else. 67s from Haas and Jay Briscoe, Mark Briscoe with a 60. So I got a 79. 78 for the Hayabusa Jinsei Shinzaki DIY match is wrong team won, as Jinsei Shinzaki getting the win. But I think they deserve the win. They haven't had one in a hot minute. It's an 83 for the Revival Young Bucks match. Yeah, just figured that would do really well, but didn't want to put it higher on the card just for laziness, I guess, really. As Nick Jackson with 84, 77 for Matt Jackson. Matt Jackson pitting Dash Wilder with a Meltzer driver. That's a 75 for the Ring Kampf Doyoshi match as Masato Yoshino with a 72, 78 for Walter, and a 73 for Timothy Thatchers, 53 for Nariki Doi on that one. So 82 for London Kendrick against the Eliminators, a 77 for Paul London, 76 for Brian Kendrick, 66 for Perry Saturn, a 55 for John Cronus. So I got an 82. So 73, yeah, this one should have been way the fuck down on the card. As we definitely should have flopped this, or switched this with the Bucks Revival match. As the Usos get the win, edging out the Latin American Exchange as Santana Ortiz, 57, 64 for Jimmy, 62 for Jey Uso. So 77 for Kenta Fuji and New Day, as Kenta Fuji getting the win with the Go to Sleep on Kofi Kingston. Kenta with a 75, 69s for Marufuji and Biggie, and a 64 for Kofi. It's an 80 for the Guns and Los Gringos Locos. Fucking Alex Shelley with an 89. His back hurt. He was carrying this match so much. As I went Eddie with a 96 though. Man, again, I would love to see Alex Shelley Eddie Guerrero. Just that would have been fantastic, fan-fucking-tastic. Alex Shelley doing a great job. Made in Detroit on our bar. I mean, it's nuts how great they were like a team that was doing like mid-70s. All of a sudden now we're in week 12 and they're both hitting 80s. Alex Shelley is almost in the 90s for God's sakes. It's Kings of Wrestling against Red Dragon here in 1827 as Claudio Castagnoli beating Kyle O'Reilly with the Swiss Sleeper Holding. It's a 91 for Claudio, a 76 for Hero, 75 for Kyle O'Reilly, and a 66 for Bobby Fish. 87 for this Stenerico British Bulldogs matches. Kevin Steen with an 87, Dynamite Kid with an 86, 75 for Davey Boy Smith, who was off his game, and then 73 for El Generico. So the wrong team won, just slightly, though. I mean, fucking just a 1-point disadvantage between the two. But, man, that was just fantastic stuff. As Generico pinning Davey Boy Smith with a Spike Brainbuster in 1812. Just a great match. Great match. Should have went on a little longer, but that's alright. It's a 93. Dear God. As, the fucking Heart Foundation again. Just killing it. As they lose, rather, to the Filthy Animals. As Rey Mysterio Jr. pinning Jim Knight over the Springboard Hurricane Rana. So yeah, Brett with a 97. 85 for Rey Mysterio Jr. Jim Knight with a 67 and Conan with a 55. Wild that that got a 93. Just wild. As a 65, man, that match just fucking dropped everything with that fucking technical masterclass. We should not have done that so high. But AJ and Daniels get the win over the Phenomenal, over Axis rather, as AJ pinning Katsuka Nakajima with the Spiral Tap. So 82, we're bringing it back at least, as Jeff with an 88, as the Hardy Boys defeating the Lucha Brothers in 1938, as Jeff Hardy pinning Pentagon Jr. after the Twist of Fate Swanton Bomb combo. So the next matchup, Edge and Christian against Jack Evans and Roderick Strong of Generation Next, as Edge with a 97, Edge pinning Jack Evans with a stacked superplex in 1954, so a 97 for Edge, 82 for Christian, 70s for Jack Evans and Roderick Strong. Generation Next, just great stuff. And then main event, we get it with an 89, where we bring it all the way back up, as Arn Anderson pinning Kota Ibushi with a spike pile driver in 2013. Arn and Tully, wrong team won with Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi, but it just felt like Arn and Tully had been losing too much. We needed them to get the win. But that was a hell of a match. Hell of a match. That gets an 89. As, man, that's definitely got to be the best card we've ever done. Yeah, I mean, we had a 93. We beat our fucking best match rating. Then we have an Arn and Tully Golden Lovers match that has an 89. Then we have an 87 with the Stenerico British Bulldogs match. Just, fucking fantastic. Fantastic stuff. Let's see who hasn't been getting some love that probably should. You know, I mean, I was gonna say Brett, but we've kind of given Brett his due in the past. Let's, AJ Styles. Great job. Let's see. I'm trying to think who else. Dynamite Kid. Dynamite Kid hasn't gotten in. I don't think Kevin's seen as either, so we'll put them both. Especially, I mean, Dynamite Kid. So we're on handicap matches and whatnot. He comes back with the Bulldogs and they get the win in a great fashion. So now we're going on to our final show of the episode, week 12 of the premiere, or of the National League rather. Hopefully it's not a train wreck. We shall see. Alright, our final show of the episode. And of course we got some backstage incidents. I saw where Bobby is going to be out for a year, so there goes that, as he failed to show up to his road agent meeting, so that's fun. Find him. Tenzan and Triple H, as he annoyed Tenzan by mocking his lack of popularity. We will slap on the wrist. And Stu Hart got a lot of heat for in the rest of the locker room for his selfish behavior. Stern warning. Terry Gordy and Kevin Nash. Terry Gordy is being obnoxious and eventually beat up Kevin Nash after a fight broke out. We'll find him. Ghetto. Very late, breaking a locker room rule. Fine. Paul Heyman is brought before Russell's court accused of being absorbed by his phone, and when he should have been paying attention to a locker room meeting, the judge, The Undertaker, found him guilty and sends him to buy a crate of beer for the locker room. Savage, as well, as making a mess backstage and not cleaning it up and annoying everyone, so it sends him to clean it up and buy drinks for everyone after the show. Alright. Let's see how this show's gonna go. It's Bob and Inoki against the Brothers of Destruction. As, let's have, let's have the Bob and Inoki team beat the Brothers of Destruction. As Inoki's gonna beat Kane. Yeah, I was like, he's probably gonna be pissed. He's probably gonna be upset. It's Bob and Vader against Kobashi and Masawa. So this is gonna go 21 minutes. I'm doing it. Kenta Kobashi is gonna beat Vader and Bam Bam. As always, Masawa still fucking got his concussion. Alright. Never mind. Nah, we'll just have him losing the handicap as the Steiners. Oh my god, we're bringing that way the fuck down. Against Demolition, which I kind of forget if Smash is back, Old Barry Dorso. I don't think he is. Yeah, looks like he wasn't. So yeah, Steiners against Demolition. Rick's gonna get the win there, just to get a little confidence boost. It's the Holy Demon Army against the Malenko Brothers. I like this match on paper. As we're gonna give this one to the, that's a tough one. It's a tough one, because I feel like they've really come a long way. Holy Demon Army has, at least like in the U.S., like how well they've done and whatnot. But I don't know though. It's 67-54. It's still not there where we want it to be. Yeah, that was in Budokan, obviously, so a good rating. Cause I mean, yeah, it's just not there. Yeah, well, I think we're gonna have Taue take the fall. Benoit's gonna beat him. Yeah. Should be a solid little thing. There's Jericho and the two-man power trip. I like this match. And so we're going to give Austin the win. He's going to pin the Big Show. So Miracle Violence Connection against Ten Koji. Give that to the Miracle Violence Connection. Kojima. As Dr. Death. Kojima. RVD and Sabu against Hanson and Brody. Poor RVD and Sabu. They've just had to go on a bit of a losing streak. All started by the fucking Big Titty Bandits. As Stan Hansen gonna beat Sabu. Poor Sabu's taking all these falls. I'll have that be Steal the Show as APA against the Strong Big Japan. Have that be set for a while brawl. Brattrow's gonna actually. Let's go with the Daisuke. Daisuke over Ron Simmons. Yep. Gonna be a lot of upset people, but fuck it. Deadly Boys and the Rock and Sock Connection with a great match. This is probably gonna be the main event, honestly. Just because I know the ratings these four will bring. And we're going to have Rock getting the win there. Mega Powers and Beer Money Inc. Giving that to the Mega Powers. The Savage is going to get a much needed win. Oh, as, yep. There we go. Midnight Express. Which it's going to be a completely different Midnight Express now. I gotta choose fucking Dennis Condrey. As Masahiro Chono gonna beat Stanley. At least Dennis Condrey's okay, to where it's somewhat the same level, just a little step down. Road Warriors and the World Class Tag Team. Obviously, the Road Warriors are gonna get that one. I'm gonna give that one to Hog. Oh my god, I don't know if everyone saw how short of a match this is supposed to be. It's gonna be a 6-minute fucking total ordeal. It's so funny. Rockers and Bad Intentions. As we're gonna give this one to the Rockers. Shawn Michaels, Carl Anderson. Rock and Roll Express and the Funks. Gonna give that one to the Funks, obviously. Let's give Dory Funk a win, just to give him a little added boost. The Shield and the Nightmare Family. Gonna give that one to the Shield. So we'll give that one to Roman, just to see if we can bring him back up. And the Violence Giants and the Outsiders. Which we'll have to give that one to the Outsiders. Scott getting the win there. We'll give him 20. Fuck it. I'm sure that's not gonna be what people want to see. Actually, no, it was fine. So we still need to do a technical masterclass to steal the show. So we gotta make that handicap match really quick before I forget. That would have been embarrassing as Kenta Kobashi and Bam Invader. So I will have this be steal the show while I'm here. As we'll give that one to Vader. Yep, and just switching everything around now. It's obviously the main. This can go here. Jericho 2-man power trip could go there. RD, Sabu, Hanson, and Brody. Swap that with this. This go here. That's 26 minutes too. I mean, that match is awesome. Like that match that obviously happened in real life was awesome. But it's just so funny how the mod now, it's not even going to hit like a 60. As, trying to think what else. What's going to be this technical masterclass? Probably have to be this Funks and Rock and Roll Express match. It's probably what we're going to have that be. Guess I could have had the Shield match be it, but fuck it. You know, as booking analysis didn't even look to see. I was okay. Everything's looking sharp. Let's run the show. This gets a 56. The Demolition Steiners match, that makes sense, as Rick and Scott tried, but failed. As Swollen Elbow for Scott Steiner. Fucking Barry Darso cannot come soon enough. As a 62 for the Violence Giants of Outsiders match, as Scott Hall getting the win over the Violence Giants as a 65 for Scott, 56 for Kevin Nash, 44 for Shuji Shikawa, 44 for Wama. As a 68 for the Shield Brotherhood match, as the Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins getting the win over the Brotherhood. Cody Rhodes getting hit with a spear as a 72 for Seth Rollins, 60 for Roman. So yeah, the right team obviously won. That was no question there. I got a 68, a 60 for the Rock and Roll Express Funks match. It's Terry Funk with a 62, 57 for Dory Funk Jr., 47 for Ricky Morton, and then a 37 for Robert Gibson. So, yeah, right team winning again, spinning gold, and the Technical Masterclass that really didn't go too awful. So at least we have that going for us. As a 66 for the Rockers Bad Intentions match. Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty getting the win over Bad Intentions. Right team winning there. But the Rockerplex 60 for this Wire Brawl that ends in 5 minutes as Hawk hitting Geto with a Doomsday Device. Yeah, a whole lot of green, though. I do like seeing that. As another 60 for this Dennis Condrey Stan Lane match against Keiji Muto and Masahiro Chono. As Masahiro Chono pinning Stan Lane with a Yakuza kick. 54 for the Mega Powers Beer Money Inc. match. As the Mega Powers getting the win over Randy Savage pinning James Storm with a flying elbow drop. It's a 60 for the APA. And Strong Big Japan. A Strong Big Japan with the upset. Big upset as Daisuke Sakamoto pinning Ron Simmons with the Frog Splash. 60 there as 56 for the Miracle Vines Connection Tengoji match. So the Miracle Vines Connection getting the much needed and deserved win over Tenzan and Kojima. As a 66 for RVD and Sabu. As Hanson and Brody beating the fuck out of RVD and Sabu as they get the win as a lariat on Sabu in 13-18. A 64s for Hanson and Brody, 57 for Rob Van Dam, and a 50 for Sabu. 74 for the handicap matchup as Vader and Bam Bam outperforming Kenta Kobashi by a landslide at 78-76. 59 for Kenta Kobashi as Vader hitting the Vader Bomb. As a 68 co-main, or not even a co-main, I don't think. This is way down the card. It's Baba Inoki against the Brothers of Destruction as Baba Inoki get the win as Antonio Inoki submitting Kane with the Manji hold. So yeah, the wrong team won there. Should have had the Brothers of Destruction win. But fuck it. 71 for the Holy Demon Army Malenko Brothers matchup as the Malenko Brothers get the win. Or is it Malenko Brothers? Jesus Christ. As ain't Joe Malenko out there. It's Dean Malenko and Chris Benoit against the Holy Demon Army. Benoit submitting Akira Taue at the Crippler Crossface. 68 for Benoit, 67 for Malenko and Toshiaki Kawada, and 53 for Akira Taue. It's a 77 for the Jericho two-man power trip matchup as Austin with an 80, 71 for Triple H, 62s for Jericho. They've really had a tough go of it as of late, as Austin hitting the stunner on Big Show. As a 72 for this one. Yeah, Devon just was not up to stuff. Mankind with an 81, Rock with a 72, Bubba with a 73, Devon with a 63 for our main event. That's tough. Double People's Double gets the win over the Dudleys for the Rock and Sock Connection. So 72, at least we didn't lose any pop, thank Christ. As for this one, man, who to put over? Let's just go with the obvious. Let's go with Austin. Let's go with Mankind. And let's go with Bradshaw, just so he doesn't hate us. Just for that's one less guy to really be upset with us. That's really the game plan there. So thank you all for watching. What an episode this was. We had a run-in from Mrs. Marvelous. As I hope you all enjoyed it. And we'll catch you guys next week for episode 5 of the All-Time Tag League. Take care, everyone.